Hello. Welcome to Ash Talks Football and welcome to Maut Ka Tamasha because Man United messed it up at Old Trafford. Thank you so much, people, for joining. We have Dhruv, we have Ish, we have Shashi as well, we have Ishan, everyone. Let's go. And also, Nathan is
Right on
also
cue.
here, right on cue. देखो ऐसा एंट्री होना चाहिए, ठीक है? But people who have joined, please जाके, I think I know मैं बस सारे channels को title पे mention नहीं कर पाया. So I have mentioned everyone in the Ish bhai, Nathan bhai, and I think Animation is also going to join soon title पे. But बाकी सबके channel जो आएंगे, everyone is on the description. Please do click the description. Please subscribe to all the channels, all the beautiful panel here. मैं फटाफट हाय बोल देता हूँ सबको. विश्वनाथ आ चुके हैं, रितिन आ चुके हैं. लेट ओपी नहीं, हम लोग ऐसे बैक रूम में चिल कर रहे थे, ठीक है? We were all waiting for Nathan to join as well, ठीक है?
I've been late.
तो
Apologies to everybody.
अरे नहीं यार, it's all
सब
good,
कुछ
all
नेथन पे डाल दो कि हम उसकी
हाँ.
Your
वजह से लेट
team
हो
should
गए.
apologize to you, Nathan.
फिर नेथन हम पे डालेगा भाई, तुम रुको. नेथन डालेगा हम पे, ठीक है? Yo guys, I'm ready for the cooking. All the best, Ash bhai. I have expectations from you. Yes, we'll talk about some stuff for sure, 100%. Yes, Dhruv is also here. Another Dhruv. Do join the Discord link. Yes. मैं गिव अवे कल परसों में कर दूंगा. I'm sorry, थोड़ा लेट हो रहा है, बट मैं कर दूंगा, ठीक है? कल परसों में गिव अवे हो जाएगा. Yes, this overthinking, tinkering, Amorim messed up so badly in the lineup. I think इसका if Sashi and Ish भाई आप लोग को इसका context नहीं पता. This was
नहीं बताना भी नहीं है.
नहीं पता नहीं है.
वापस से शुरू हो जाएगा. मैं बुलाना बंद कर रहा हूँ अमरिम को वो चीज.
पहले ही कहा था फील्डिंग सेट है और सिर्फ यही बोलूंगा ही यार. गुड नाइट. Where's Nathan? Nathan is here. Manchester United have lost to Premier League at Old Trafford after seeing the opposition pick up the red card for the first time ever. There's always a first for everything. What is Liverpool fan doing here? थप्पड़ मारने आए हैं? नहीं, मौत का तमाशा देखने आए हैं, है ना? वही है. Ciao. Let's go. Worst ever manager for many reasons. Wow, just one loss. Let's go, Nathan. I want abomination of this stupid manager. Let's go, भाई. कल का मैच ऑफ स्पेन इन दी एस. लंगपाक भी आ चुके हैं. सब कुछ एमोरिम पे डाल दो, बनता है. पिन द डिस्कॉर्ड लिंक भाई. चलो मैं पिन करता हूं, बट पहले फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट आई आस्क कि आई स्टार्ट विद ईश भाई फर्स्ट, ठीक है? मेरे को बताओ एक चीज, ठीक है?
पूछो भाई.
द इंटरव्यू, ठीक है? द स्टेटमेंट. This is staggering actually. So after at least 1 year, ठीक है? 1 साल हो गया चीज को. वो बोल रहा है, I feel afraid of returning to this feeling of last season. This is my biggest fear. We need to work together. We need to be better. The feeling of last season, ये statement जो Amorim ने अभी किया है, like and another interview, like another statement that is made right now. Forget about the results. The results are really bad, but I'm more concerned about the feelings during the game. If and मेरा उस पे एक कहना है, ठीक है, कि if after 1 year of management and taking over the squad, having some kind of transfer window, I still rated a 6.5 on that transfer window, but I'd like to hear from everyone. Yes, statement of feelings and how the team is performing and what's the feeling around the squad, ये क्यों आ रहा है? क्योंकि feeling तो बढ़िया ही थी ना squad में. Like, tell me what was your assessment of these statements in the interview?
यार, again, so in my opinion, after that 1-0 loss, you can जो भी तुम बोलोगे वो उसको तुम justify तो कर नहीं पाओगे. And even if Amorim would have said anything, we would have been talking about it because बहुत ही घटिया performance थी भाई. And I will put the blame on Amorim as well as on each and every player भाई. ऐसे मैं कहीं देख रहा था sack everyone वाला जो एक statement आ रहा था. So I think that is true because everybody played pathetic. Management मतलब I'll put the blame again on manager as well. एंड मतलब तुम सोचो यार, ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड पे खेल रहे हो तुम, है होम टीम है, तुम्हारे पास मोमेंटम है, 5 गेम्स अनबीटन. तुम प्री मैच में बोल रहे हो कि यू नो मेरे लिए तो लास्ट 2 विंस नहीं थी, तो वी वांट टू कन्वर्ट दिस एज अ विन. मैं ऐसे नहीं देख रहा 5 गेम्स अनबीटन. आई एम सीइंग द लास्ट 2 गेम्स एज नॉट बीन एबल टू विन. एंड देन उसके बाद यू एंटर द पिच एंड यू प्ले लाइक दैट. I think मेरे को भी ये feeling आई थी यार कि this is like what has changed from last season. अगर हम ऐसा ही खेल रहे हैं, मतलब this sort of felt worse than the Grimsby defeat जो हमने Carabao Cup में करी थी, to be really honest. So वो वाली feeling मेरे को भी डर लगा कि यार मतलब then what has changed if this time last year we were thinking that in this position we'll be better. है कुछ चीजों में better है, उसका हम will give credit. But right now it's time to sort of put the blame on everyone because अगर तुम ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड पे हो 10 मैन के अगेंस्ट खेल रहे हो और वो एक डिफेंसिव मास्टर क्लास कर रही है एंड तुम उनका लो ब्लॉक ब्रेक नहीं कर पा रहे हो एंड उसके बाद यू आर मेकिंग स्टेटमेंट्स लाइक दिस, सो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट.
है ना शशि, if I go to next to you right now, man, like what's your feeling about the statements, and also मेरा क्वेश्चन एंड लेयर क्वेश्चन टू ऑल द पैनल, एंड आप लोग उसको दे सकते हो डेफिनेटली, कि व्हेन यू सॉ द रेड कार्ड, क्या आपको लगा कि नो यार दिस इज गोना बी अ लॉन्ग नाइट? बिकॉज आई फेल्ट व्हेन आई सॉ द रेड कार्ड, ध्रुव हम लोग बात किए, व्हेन आई सॉ दैट रेड कार्ड आई वाज लाइक, hey, you know what, this is going to be a long night, we might just not break this thing. So what's your feeling about
Yeah,
that?
I'll take your first question. जो था ना कि एमरिम का जो स्टेटमेंट है, अब स्टेटमेंट देखो, ही फ्रॉम अ पोजीशन वेयर ही हैज ऑलमोस्ट सफर्ड 12 months इंक्लूडिंग ऑल द फैंस, एंड जितना भी उसने मेहनत किया है इस टीम पे, हम भी 5 मैचेस से वी काइंड ऑफ ओकेशली सेटिस्फाइड कि हाँ टीम इज मूविंग इन द राइट डायरेक्शन. तो लग रहा था कि वी हैव प्रॉब्ली लेफ्ट दोज haunted times of last season, Grimsby वाला जो loss था, we have kind of left it behind. Now suddenly when you deliver a performance like this, which for me is the worst game under Amorim since he has been here, it is even worse than the Grimsby defeat, worse than the defeats he had last season. So now as a man, forget that he's a football manager, as a man, when something of that sort from your past tries to ghost you again, तो आपको थोड़ा डर तो लगेगा ना यार कि I am probably going back to that stigma again. He as a man, more than a football manager, does not want to go there because he has suffered for those 12 months. We all saw कि जब Amorim आया था, he looked handsome, he looked smiling, and suddenly within 4-5 months, he almost aged like 5-6 years.
Ishan,
as a man, he does not want to go back to that position.
Yeah.
So probably that is where he's coming from, and we all know he's an emotional chap. He does not think his statements at times, especially after a defeat. Maybe आप उससे 2-3 दिन बाद बात करोगे, his statement would make more of a sense. Right now, we all like to react to everything that a manager or a player says. This is our probably job. All 6-7 people who are sitting here, we have to react on the things that a manager or a player says. So आप react करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. But from man's point of view, I think he's coming from that place. He does not want to visit those feeling or doubts or question marks about himself and the team that he faced last season. And for the red card, yes, the moment red card came, we all knew that Everton will have 10 men behind the ball और उनको break करना बहुत difficult होगा. And especially for a team like us, जिनसे low block penetrate नहीं हो पाता है. हम एक side wing backs को overload करते हैं और full backs से हमारी expectation होती है you go and do a job of a winger. नहीं है स्किल हमारे पास भाई, ना डॉर्गू में है, ना डालो में है, ना मजरावी में है, अमाद में है, but not to an extent where he can open up the entire defense. So you know it was going to be a long night and ended up being just like that.
Right. Quickly, we'll take the super chat before we move to Ishan and Dhruv, and Nathan will react to what everyone said as well. I know he has a lot to say on this game. Sanchit, thank you again for the super chat. Didn't have to do this, right? Thanks for the support. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Want to back Ruben, get rid of the players who were responsible for the last year 15th place. Thanks for the comment. Reaction to this comment, because I think what he's trying to say is, and I've made this statement very clear in a lot of my streams, and मैंने कितनी बारी चीज बोल रखी है कि if in 20, no matter how great they are playing, right, no matter कितने भी बढ़िया फॉर्म में हो, अगर 2025 में भी हमारे टीम में शॉ, मैग्वायर, Dallo, by the way, I apologize to Dallo, by the way. Shaw, Maguire, Dallo,
Look at Nathan, man. Look at Nathan, man.
Casemiro are still playing in 2025. then there's something wrong with the rebuild. I know it's going to take a few years to do that, but that step should have been taken long back. But thank you so much for the super chats, Sanchit. I'll quickly jump right now to Nathan now. Okay, let's go, Nathan. The lineup and that interview. I know you don't watch interviews. I know you
Okay.
don't watch interviews much, but the lineup, man. I mean, I saw the lineup. We talked about it. I was worried when I saw the lineup. When I saw that we have again players playing out of position. And Ish bhai, आपको याद है मैंने कल वही बोला था. Ahmad left attacking midfielder खेलेगा. I was expecting Mbeumo as a striker, but this was exactly not. I was expecting ki, players are playing out of position. But Nathan, you had a lot to say about this this whole thing. Yeah.
Okay,
The lineup.
what exactly should I
So-
start
so-
the lineup? Okay.
So let's start with the lineup, man. I know
Okay.
everyone talk about the feelings, but I want you to start with the lineup right now because
Before a game was
something I
kicked,
worried.
before a game was played and a ball was kicked, I openly said Diego Dallo's our only wing back.
Hmm.
You can run it back and see it before anyone played any games.
Yep.
People laughed at me. People said fanboy this, fanboy that, whatever. I had to hear abuse. I don't hear anything anymore. Same people that were complaining to me in the chat were saying, bring on Dallo. We've had enough. Okay, that's one thing. We played
Right.
Dorgu. 2 weeks ago, I showed you the stats. 88%. Remember how I baited y'all? 88% pass accuracy. Y'all were like, yeah, cool. And then I tell you it's 100% back pass accuracy and 33 forward as a wing back. Yeah. Nusay Mazraoui played 10 minutes, almost cost us the game at Spurs.
Right.
Goes on to play 90 minutes in Morocco, and apparently he deserves a spot to start the game at right wing back. What did I tell you? The only position he can play now is right center back. Don't bother with anything else.
Hmm.
He's hitting ankle-high crosses. We already had Wan-Bissaka for that and got rid of Wan-Bissaka for that. And guess what? Wan-Bissaka is defensively probably better at covering ground and maybe even actually can dribble better than Nusay
Right.
Mazraoui. Yeah. So that's the two who started there. We played Euro. Euro got cooked, unfortunately. That's where Mazraoui should have played. Delict was again good. Luke Shaw, our best centre back, 3 games in a row. Who's surprised?
Bro,
Not this guy.
Luke Shaw
Not
had
this guy.
more crosses. Luke Shaw, by the way.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw last game had
Yeah.
more crosses than Patrick Dorgu ever did this whole season. Bhai.
Yeah, bro, but what?
Fuck, man.
Luke Shaw in Big 2025. Luke Shaw in Big 20. Be quiet, man. Be quiet. Quality will you confuse
But the thing
injuries for
is-
never
but-
confuse injuries for quality. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Next thing, Casemiro, Bruno ran through as usual. Bruno playing centre back for the last 10 minutes, by the way. Wonderful strategy. Who else? Mbeumo tried his level best, failed. Ahmad shooting right in front of the defender, hits him straight and it bounces back. Completely way away from the goal. Zirkzee, I mean, God bless him, man. I've never seen someone so slow. I think Bruno can run faster than him, which is shocking to me. I don't know. Everything seems like he's doing things in slow motion. I don't really understand what's going on there, but it is what it is.
Right.
Apart from the 2 headers, did nothing. Did I cover
Bro,
everybody? Oh, one more thing. I will
one
say
more.
this. Amorim,
Yes.
Amorim, you did make good changes. The problem with the good changes you made was you should have never been playing those players on the pitch to begin with.
Yep. And this is where I'll question and I'll straight move to the Dhruv and then Ishan. From a rival POV, आपसे POV लेंगे obviously. But Dhruv, man,
I have so much to say.
I know.
So much to
Of course, you have so much to say, भाई. Of course, as a rival, you will have a lot more to say because हम लोगों ने आप लोग की cooking की है, but तेरी आवाज थोड़ी कम आएगी नीचे से. Sorry. तो
अभी मैं नीचे रखा गया हूँ आज पैनल में मगर
नहीं मैं तुझे यहाँ डाल दूंगा चल लेट्स
अरे
वापस आ जा back to you Dhruv thoughts about the game but before we go thank you so much Rhythm for gifting 5 Ashtalks football membership W's in the chat for Rhythm. I know you were cooking a lot last night in the chat on Nathan's stream but this is top bhai. Thank you so much for gifting the memberships. We already have crossed like at least 50 members already in this channel. Please do be a member. Members only stream jarur karne wale hain, but thank you so much for that. Thank you. You didn't have to do this, but man, thank you so much. Bhai. Dhruv, feelings about the game.
First about the comments. I think थोड़ा सा उधर ऐसा है कि जब Amorim has himself stated when he was coaching कि उसने prep start करी थी ना, he was meeting a psychologist जो उसको prepare करा रहा था for coaching, so he knows what he wants to say in these things कि बाकी टीम की बात ही ना हो. अब कौन कर रहा है भाई यूनाइटेड के बाद?
Right.
It is just Amorim's की statement, and after every defeat you see this, after every win you see कि वो ऐसे फालतू कमेंट्स कभी नहीं मारता.
Right.
So that is one thing, that is a strategy I feel in place. हमेशा ऐसा होता रहेगा. He will touch his emotions and all and everything whenever he knows he has fucked up, so he'll just do that कि भाई players की बात ही ना हो, इन सब बातों पे बात हो. First is that thing. Second is भाई the game. I think we missed a striker for sure. Benjamin Sesko should have been there, or Cunha at least. We missed a striker again. भाई Ahmad at left attacking mid doesn't work for me, क्योंकि आपने last time उसको right attacking mid पे खिलाया था, उससे पहले आपने उसको right wing back खिलाया था. भाई flexibility होना एक चीज होती है और पागलपन होना एक चीज है कि आप उसको घुमाते ही रहो. Just take him to right wing back, man. There was no point of playing him at left attacking mid, especially जब आपने पूरा season Mount से start कराया था, and Mount did a fair job.
Yeah.
And
excuse me,
Patrick,
just before you Dhruv, when you're done, just let me know so I can just share something with Ash. Okay, thank you.
Done. Then second left wing back again, Patrick Dorgu bhai, that was the worst 45 minutes I've ever seen a footballer play.
Right.
So that was like horrific bhai. मतलब क्या ही कर रहा था वो. He just needs to do better. Like even an academy graduate would do better than what he was doing there. But again, my problem, which I told Nathan, is also if you are playing Patrick Dorgu, you cannot have a left-footed attacking midfielder playing alongside him. It just doesn't work with him, and that's a Patrick Dorgu problem. But it just doesn't work with. Casemiro and Bruno got bullied. Euro, that was a terrible touch, bhai, where the goal came from. And I still feel Lemons ka haath lag gaya tha. He's always 1 second late when the shot is taken. So, bhai, like almost unsavable tha, but that was a banger of a goal. But Euro should have done better there. Like should have cleared that.
But Ishan, यहाँ पे if I switch to you right now and then I'll go to Ish bhai again. ये एक बढ़िया question. I think this is somewhere a lot of people, I have seen these comments a lot right now. ठीक है, Ishan, your thoughts about the game, but quickly in summarized way. But ये question एक interesting question है. How about Luke Shaw as left wing back for 45 minutes and Licha or Heaven in LCB? I don't agree, but at least for 45 minutes maybe. But I don't agree this will be the solution because Shaw might get injured. That's my opinion on this one. But
Ishan, before you answer, just share the screen now, because you all were talking about strikers. Read that for me, or you want me to read it?
Yeah, go read it. Okay.
Read it. We need Ruben Amorim on letting Højlund leave. We need two strikers, and sometimes I prefer players who can cover multiple positions.
Right.
By the way, I don't know what other position Benjamin Šeško covers, but we'll get to that. It's not always easy to satisfy everyone. Imagine telling Rasmus he'll only play when Ben is absent. That's impossible to manage in a dressing room. That's why developing young players from the academy is so important. By the way, he's not played any young players from the academy yet in 1 year. Well, he's played them on and off for minutes, but not as necessity.
He had to,
exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why, an injury can become an opportunity for them, and having players who can operate in different positions help us manage the team more effectively. Okay, we are done with this. You can cut it off. So you can remove this if you want. Okay, yes. So Ash, can I ask you something? Ash, Dhruv, Ish, Shashi, Ishan's not going to participate in this. Is a very simple question. No, because it's a question on our players, this specific comment, right?
Fair.
So Ishan, I don't want to just simply ask.
Yes.
So he wants players that can complete multiple positions. Can someone tell me what's the other position Benjamin Šeško covers? And on top of that, he's basically saying he has to wait for a striker to get injured to have a second striker in the team. Now you tell me which team in this league, up or down, however good or however crap you think they are, don't have a second striker.
I think most teams do.
I'm telling you, this man can't man manage. And people think calling me negative. This is his statement. He's saying you have to wait for Benjamin Šeško to get injured to play Rasmus Højlund, who has 4 times the amount of goals Benjamin Šeško currently has.
Right.
I'm telling you, I've been telling Lala, I've been telling Ishan, these new managers can't manage to save their life. It's not being negative, it's a fact. These are his own words.
I think
which striker covers multiple positions? Tell me what guys, Ish, please tell me. Sorry to cut you off. Tell me what is the multiple position Benjamin Šeško covers.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So Seshko ka, so I think he was bought to play that number 9 position. I don't know the context of this statement. I'll just add this, and this is my
Yeah.
opinion. You can disagree. So Rasmus Højlund ka, a part of it was that we wanted funds, and probably he had tried Rasmus Højlund in the second half of the last season. And no matter how many chances we were giving him, and he wasn't been
Yeah.
able to, convert those to the level of
Right.
expectancy जो हम भी require कर रहे थे, and we were thinking अब आएगा अब आएगा. So regarding Rasmus Højlund, it's that. Then you also bought two number 10s. You can argue कि यार पहले midfielder, central midfielder आ सकता था.
That
But
was
then you
always the
brought two
priority.
number 10,
Hmm.
and then Cunha used to play as a number 9 for Wolves, although itna effective nahi tha. He was effective as a number 10, but probably think Ruben. This is just me speculating. क्या अमरिम सोच रहा होगा कि भाई वो नंबर 9 भी खेल सकता है. तब उस टाइम पे चीडो ओबी मार्टिन वाज आल्सो राइजिंग अप थ्रू द रैंक्स पोस्ट टूर जो एशिया में हुआ था. तब भी लग रहा था दैट मे बी नेक्स्ट सीजन ही विल बी अ डायरेक्ट रिप्लेसमेंट टू दैट. सो आई एग्री योर पॉइंट यार, बट मैं मैन मैनेजमेंट में आई विल have a different opinion that I don't
Yeah.
think Ruben Amorim is not been able to manage personnel. And सारे statements देखो अब, if you are giving 500 interviews, 2 3 10
No,
20
but
50
his reasoning,
Ah.
is crazy. You have to
Yeah,
wait for
because
Benjamin Sheshko to get injured to play Rasmus Højlund. I've never heard that before in my life.
and
Any
Ish
top
fair
manager,
enough.
yeah? Any top manager. I've never heard of it.
and I'll go to, and I know Ishan is waiting to speak, but this is like my
No, I'm
my
having
point.
fun. I'm
Yeah.
having fun like this
Oh,
also.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is what I wanted to, just for context, Isha and Shashi. This is the thing I was telling Dhruv and Ash yesterday. I couldn't find it because it was 4 in the morning. So he said we are going to come today. So I thought I'd ask all you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know which interview it is. I'm sure it's the latest interview he's done. God knows he's done a million by now. But this is fresh news as of maybe yesterday or day before, whatever interview he's done. He also spoke on youth players and how it can get to their head, and we have to keep them level headed. And that's why we are not playing youth players in the academy. Bro, young people are fiery. Young people are, they need to have an ego. They need to prove themselves. It's called being hungry. Like
Right.
if you dull them, like if you dull the blades of youth, we'll have no fire left in the squad. We'll have nothing left.
And Nathan, it's not about youth, sometimes, let's say the youth is not ready. What about the other players in your squad who are already there? I mean, I'll tell you, give a massive example right now. If Euro was playing like shit, right? Why not try, like, why not get in Aiden Heaven, who is a lot. Yeah, Aiden Heaven is not getting games. Aiden Heaven was one of the best center backs last season when he came on. Honestly, we look better when he plays. He never gets an opportunity. He played preseason, now doesn't get an opportunity. This is where I'm questioning sab kuch right now. Sashi, I'll move to Ishan. I know Ishan. I think I'll ask you right now, as well. But
उसको बहुत मजा आ रहा है, वो पूरे
उसको मजा
स्ट्रीम
आ
में
रहा
भी चुप बैठेगा, he'll be
है.
fine.
He's just smiling.
Most
But
fun I've had in the street, man.
when I see players, like players who played preseason in certain positions are not playing in their positions they were supposed to start with in some of the bigger games of the season, you start questioning the management, right? Or this is what Nathan is also questioning right now. Ishan, your assessment of the game quickly before I move to Sashi and
यार
Dhruv.
I'll just boil it down to this, ठीक है?
हाँ.
कोई भी प्लेयर्स खेल रहे हो, ठीक है? Zirkzee को हटा देता हूँ, Dorgu को हटा देता हूँ, because they are genuinely
What
bad,
shit
and
players, man.
they're shit players. But apart from that, I think this is a good enough team to beat a 10-man Everton. Very honestly,
Any day.
मतलब कोई excuse नहीं चलेगा. And I'll do a quick comment on what Amorim said in his press conference, because there's this term that I call Amorim. Everybody knows it now. I'm not gonna say it, but like he often says but this Dhruv ने बोला कि he's not trying to protect anything. Jose Mourinho used to do it to protect his players. वो ना डिफ्लेक्ट कर देता था क्वेश्चन को, या फिर जब उसके प्लेयर्स को क्वेश्चन हो रहे होते थे, टीम को क्वेश्चन हो रहा होता था, वो डिफ्लेक्ट कर देता था. दैट इज कंप्लीटली सेपरेट टू व्हाट Amorim does. Amorim basically gaslights, plays victim card, says all these kind of shit. Like I don't understand letting go of Højlund and getting Sesko when you really needed a midfielder, and then
I've
he's coming
said
out
this
and saying
time and time
like what Nathan shared. So this is a repeated behavior, and he thinks that, I don't know, the fan base is stupid or what. मतलब पता नहीं क्या करना चाह रहा है. But I have maintained this and said this from day one. I think what Nathan is saying is bang on. I don't think he can manage these profile of players. He really can't. And listen, if you're in a place, United as a club are at a place where they have to trust a manager for the next 2-3 years, Nobody can come in and solve this in a year. Everybody knows it. और अब players की भी बात है ही यार. मतलब you will eventually have to replace the entire squad. The good players are getting old. The young players are not as good. या फिर are not being given enough chances. So it will have to be a 3-4 year period जहाँ पे आपको एक manager को trust करना पड़ेगा. But मुझे बस ये लगता है Amorim is not this bad. मतलब based on what I've seen, that's my.
Sashi, if you sum it up right now, like this is where Nathan asked those questions. Would you like to respond to what Nathan mentioned around the man management piece of it? What do you think? Like what's and all boils down to preseason, है ना? Why some of the players who are on the bench right now? I have started questioning a lot of things. जब हम लोग जीत भी रहते हैं ना, मैंने बोला कि I know Bruno को कैसे pivot is somehow working for the first 45-60 minutes, but we have to change it up sometimes to bring a new dynamic to the game and make your bench match fit and match sharp for the upcoming crowded fixture wala. What's your take on the whole man management thing right now? Which is, I think there's some worrying signs here, mere hisab se.
Agree, there are worrying signs. I'll just go back on the Haaland bit. See,
Yeah.
I don't think Amorim is the only guy who takes a call कि मुझे Haaland को बेचना है. ठीक है, there are people above him who probably they think they know football better than Amorim and who are there to take those decisions. ठीक है, it's not like Eric Ten Hag वाला time है where he has a veto on the signings कि मुझे ये चाहिए तो चाहिए, ये बाहर जाना चाहिए तो जाना चाहिए. ठीक है, and I think probably मेरा ये opinion है, all of you can disagree. I think we saw Haaland enough to know that he is not an elite striker. Probably he will not be an elite striker for United in the next 3-4 years. And Šeško को United पिछले 5 साल से scout कर रही है. It's not like Amorim का वो boyfriend है उसको यहाँ पे लाना है. Šeško को United 5 साल से scout कर रही है, and every year they wanted to sign him, but they were not able to sign because of the economics of the deal. This year, suddenly it came into a region जहाँ पे वो 70-75 million में United ने हमेशा पार करके रखा था. And it became possible. तो उसको हटाने के लिए, because of the financial situation that United were in, you needed to let go a player who can give you 40-45 million in 12 months time. Haaland was a safe bet because वो आपको पैसे लाके देगा. बाकी हमारे situation जो थे क्लब के, because of Rashford, Antony, Sancho, Garnacho, वो कहीं जा नहीं रहे थे, ना वो परमानेंट डील हो रही थी उनकी, वो सिर्फ लोन पे आ रहे थे. तो आपको किसी को तो बेचना ही है ना यार, अगर आपको बुक्स बैलेंस करनी है. इट्स सिंपल बिजनेस. आप फुटबॉल खेल रहे हो, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इट्स बिजनेस एज वेल. और जो भी आपके PSRs हैं, FPPs हैं, उनको रेगुलेट करना है. सो 2 sellable assets, McTominay, Haaland, you took a call. In hindsight, McTominay अभी देख के लग रहा है wrong call. Haaland, probably United and their management will be proved right in 2-3 years time when Šeško comes elite, and Haaland probably for me will remain at the same level where he's at right now. ठीक है, all the fiasco, Napoli जाके गोल मार रहा है, United made a mistake. भाई ने 5 अक्टूबर के बाद एक भी गोल नहीं किया Napoli के लिए. So it's not like we let go an elite striker और हम एक डम्बो को साइन करके लाए हैं. On paper, in terms of ability, Šeško is better than Haaland that we have already seen. इसी सेटअप में लास्ट ईयर Haaland struggle and Šeško, हम क्यों Šeško को मिस कर रहे थे कल? His link up play, his hold up play, his ability to bring others is already better than Haaland. तो जब वो नहीं होता है, you're missing that focal point. So I don't think we made that big a fuck up in letting Haaland go and bringing Šeško in. And in terms of that comment, see, I'll reserve my opinion on this. If we start nitpicking people based on their comments, I don't think there'll not be any sanity left in football. हर मैनेजर हर 2-3 हफ्ते में एक चुतिया वाला कमेंट देता ही देता है. आप उसको निटपिक करने जाओगे तो it is not going to garner any positive reaction.
Right.
Man management पे आऊंगा जो तुम्हारा आखिरी क्वेश्चन है.
Because lineup questionables रहते हैं ना in the bigger games. Some of the most important.
There are questions कि you know Ahmad from left hand side does not work.
Yep.
Why to try that? Mbeumo, हम probably season जब भी हम Mbeumo के अच्छे bits के बारे में बात करते हैं, follow up sentence यही रहता है, his chemistry with Ahmad. Why are you fucking it up? वो मत करो ना यार. Mbeumo Ahmad चल रहा है, सही चलने दो. Zirkzee पे मैं आऊंगा कि why he started Zirkzee. यार, in the next 5-6 games, this was probably the easiest fixture जहाँ पे वो Zirkzee को try करके देख सकता था whether he has it in him to be a striker in Šeško's absence. It was at Old Trafford. It was against Everton, who have not won it here since 2013. आप पैलेस के अगेंस्ट नहीं स्टार्ट कर पाओगे Zirkzee को, बॉर्नमूथ के अगेंस्ट नहीं स्टार्ट कर पाओगे Zirkzee को.
Right.
तो this was the game where you would start him and see whether he has it in him or not. Clearly नहीं है भाई में. He's always half a second slow. He's always on the back foot, always on his heels. And he said, Nathan किसका नाम लिया था? I think Bruno तो obviously he can run faster than him. For me, मुझे लगता है Maguire भी शायद उससे तेज दौड़ जाएगा कभी-कभी. So है
It's alarming.
Alarming. That's alarming actually.
पर्सनल इशू है, जो भी है, बट जो एमरिम का मैन मैनेजमेंट से ज्यादा जो टैक्टिकल नुआंसेस हैं आखिरी 20-25 मिनट में, इफ यू आर अगेंस्ट 10 men, व्हाई यू आर हेल बेंट ऑन प्लेइंग विद 3 सेंटर बैक्स, इवन दो आप खेलो 3 सेंटर बैक से कोई दिक्कत नहीं, खेलो, बट जब मगवायर होता है ही इज गिवन द लाइसेंस टू बी इन द ओपोनेंट बॉक्स. कल डिलिक्ट को वो लाइसेंस नहीं था फॉर सम रीजन, एंड एक बार वो पेनल्टी बॉक्स में गया, ही हैड अ वेरी गुड चांस, उस साले ने
Right.
फक अप कर
He's
दिया, अगर वो शॉट
rolled
अच्छा
it.
होता तो हाँ he could have scored. बट आप उसको दो ना कि तुम, मैं खेल रहा हूँ 3 सेंटर बैक से, आप जाओ डिलिक्ट, आप डोमिनेट करो बॉक्सेस को. In terms of Eden Heaven, I'll not comment much. He's a youngster. Maybe he's seeing some things in training which we don't. वो इंजरी से वापस आया है. How far is he into being able to play the matches? I don't know, so I won't comment on it.
But I think,
But जो match देखा उसमें there were some tactical fuck ups which if we can see
just
that, I
one,
think
just
Amrin
one,
can see.
Shashi, just to clarify something, and Swapnil has put it here as well. It's not about replacements. I use this word that everyone laughs at me about. It's chronology. We bought Sheshko last. We bought tens first. We already had Hoyland in the team. And one more thing, I don't know. I don't see. Listen, I don't tell people what to watch and all, because God knows there's terrible content on YouTube. But if I'm being very honest with you, the compilation I saw, because I wanted to, I don't watch the Italian league, right? I don't know if you guys watch. So I didn't watch.
No, we wanna
So I saw
highlights.
whatever I saw of Rasmus Højlund before we got him is he makes off the ball runs and he uses his pace to an advantage. Shashi, I'm being very frank with you. For the last year, we have not used your Højlund's strengths at all, because
we
he
did not.
wanted someone where he can loop the ball over and play a second ball. I don't think that is on
Not
Højlund.
even Bruno was.
And
Not even Bruno was doing that for Højlund in that whole season.
And another thing that people were constantly on the chat yesterday bombarding me with is, why are there more crosses coming in when we don't have a striker in the team? Now, I told them this has been happening before Amorim, so I'm not going to put this on Amorim. This is before Dalot. This is when we had Ronaldo, when we had wingers, when we had fullbacks. So this happened then. I'm not going to put this on Amorim. I won't. But if you're going to tell me we bought this striker because this striker is not good, the compilation, and by the way, all his Napoli goals, by the way, his debut goal from Spinazzola was the exact same thing. You can go watch it.
He spun and made a run.
Exactly, Shashi. Now you tell me, Shashi, if that is your style, why will I give you a long diagonal ball to your chest?
But
no,
no, because that is what
can I take this?
Remember, but remember that we saw this before we bought him, right? We saw this before we bought him. So if we don't play that way, how is he going to thrive? It's just a simple question.
But then somewhere down the line, Amorim and the hierarchy must have thought, if you are with Højlund, what we are saying, yes, that is his strength. But if you ask him to accommodate into a different playing style, he could not. So maybe you are looking for a striker who can do two roles for you, where he can find space and spin. And if need be, if you are needing in a situation where you need to hold the ball up and link up the play, he can do both the roles. So far, we have seen Seshko's aerial ability is absolute elite, much better than Højlund. Maybe when this team transitions, when we start nailing teams down with more of a position, where we start feeding Seshko on his spin, then probably it will be a fairer assessment to judge him. Abhi usne 10-15 matches खेला, maybe he has not had that enough chances to prove himself as a runner, and a hold up play mein to he has proved himself. I have no doubts about him. अब हम उसको करेंगे spaces में, then we'll see कि क्या करेगा. Højlund was good at finding space, but he was absolutely shit at holding the play up. और उस regard में Seshko is an upgrade to him. That's why we went ahead and bought him. And like I said, 5 साल से अगर किसी को scout कर रहे हो और suddenly अगर वो available है, so you'll go ahead and buy him.
Done. And his reasoning for why he doesn't have a second striker?
अब वो तो Amorim की reasoning है, उसमें मैं
Why?
क्या बोलूं?
But correct me if I'm wrong. Better teams than us have two strikers, correct? Is that a fair assumption?
That is also on the
even worse teams than you have two strikers.
Yeah, but people will say those teams are whatever. Let's not compare.
I'm talking about Liverpool. I'm talking about Liverpool.
अरे चलो यार,
गोल ही नहीं आ रहा तुम्हारे. He clearly said worst team than United.
हाँ, तभी तो बोला मैंने worst team than you, bottom in the table.
And I'll quickly I'll move to Ish bhai on that comment around the but my question right now to the panel right now is why there is so much income. And I'll question again this. And before we move ahead, hi Animesh, thank you so much for joining. Let's go football bloody hell. And also, please, bhai, 87 to 88 people watching right now, please, 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 please like the stream. Please subscribe to Football Bloody Hell. Subscribe to Ish Bhai. Subscribe to Dhruv. Subscribe to Sports Nut Nathan. Subscribe to Sashi, both on YouTube and Instagram. Subscribe to Ishan Bun Tiki Show. And आप लोग अगर पसंद आ रहा है, मुझे भी सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए, थोड़ा कर दीजिए, ठीक है। मैंने सब्सक्राइबर मोड ऑन नहीं रखा है, प्लीज आई एम लेटिंग यू जज द स्ट्रीम। अगर आपको पसंद आ रहा है प्लीज सब्सक्राइब करिए। क्वेश्चन राइट नाउ, हाँ
क्वेश्चन टू यू इज हाउ डिड यू
हाँ
डू अ निंजा जेडाई मूव? और आपने आई थिंक 20 गेम के बाद जिस गेम को आपने गलीज गेम को स्किप किया वॉच अलोंग, वो सबसे गंदा गेम निकला।
सही में यार, आई स्वेयर भाई, आई स्वेयर टू गॉड, सब लोग मुझे मेरे डिस्कॉर्ड पे, मेरे कम्युनिटी पे, चैट में मेरे को पर्सनल गेम्स मैसेज आए।
ये चीटिंग किया हमारे साथ, यू न्यू समथिंग बिफोर एंड।
No, when I saw the lineup, I obviously knew it, but ऐसे भी watch along का plan नहीं था because I was working. But Dhruv and me, we were worried, like we are not doing the watch along. I think it's gonna mess up, and everyone is saying that आप लोग watch along. That's not the reason. Even if you had a watch along, we would be pulling our hair by in this game. But honestly, प्लीज लाइक करो और सब्सक्राइब करो सारे चैनल्स को। एंड लाला इज आवर मॉड, उनको भी सब्सक्राइब करिए प्लीज। एंड ईश भाई, मूविंग टू दिस टॉपिक, आई थिंक नो वन इज टॉकिंग अबाउट इट। वी आर जस्ट, हम लोग एक पैटर्न पे वी आर स्टक। एंड उसके बाद आई विल कम टू अनिमेश यू, ठीक है, ऑन दैट क्वेश्चन। एंड उसके बाद ध्रुव एंड, ठीक है। सो why we are so stuck with that Bruno Casemiro pivot? I mean, I understand that it might work, but if you are just chopping and changing people at left, attacking midfield, right wing back, why not play two midfielders who are not getting games at all? हम लोग को try तो करना पड़ेगा। Ugarte is a CDM, Manu is the potential Bruno replacement. Why these two are not getting games together right now? It's high time, right? Because अगर आप, if Amorim is chopping and changing people out of position and playing and replacing people who are actually better than Dorgu, like Dallo is not starting right now. Nathan is laughing, I know. Where, like, would you question that he's absolutely not trusting any one of them right now, and it's going to be again a long season? Ishbhai, I'll start with you before, and then I'll go to Animesh.
Hi, Arsho. I think majority of it boils down to trust. I think training sessions mein whatever has been expected of these players. So we know that there is a data team, there is an analytics team who understands their pace, everything, whatever parameters to sort of decide which team will play on the weekend. So I'm sure कि कहीं ना कहीं Ugarte and Menu are not living up to that expectation. Yesterday also we saw Kobe Menu, glimpse of him. But
Right.
ऐसा मतलब you want, whenever substitutions come, I love Kobe Menu by the way. Whenever substitutions come, you want them to uplift the team. Average performance थी, I wouldn't say उसने आके पूरा game पलट दिया. So that is something, वो एक X factor लेके आते substitutions. So those were missing. But more than that, ये trust का issue है यार. Ugarte बीच में पिछले कुछ matches में he has come from the bench and he hasn't looked that great, so it is sort of justified. जैसे हम प्री मैच डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि Zirkzee को चांस क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है, हमारे को थोड़ा कहीं ना कहीं दिख गया with his level of intensity कि इसलिए नहीं मिल रहा था यार. So yes, if you are talking about the January transfer window, and अगर rumors पे भी अगर हम जाएं, if you are looking at central midfielders की कॉनर गैलेगर ले आओ, स्टिलर ले आओ, समर पे क्या कहते हैं, बालेबा ले आओ, अपना एडम वॉटन ले आओ, एलियट ले आओ, एलियट एंडरसन. सो समवेयर डाउन द लाइन अभी आमोरिम को वो भरोसा नहीं आ रहा है कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम ब्रूनो एंड कैसेमिरो कोई वो संभाल सकता है. अगेन कैसेमिरो का यही है भाई, स्टैट्स वैट्स भी, इफ यू लुक एट इट, ही हैज बीन गुड डिफेंसिवली. वी कंसीड 1 goal every 2 hours when he is on the pitch, ऐसे करके whenever he is not there on the pitch वो 30 minutes हो जाता है. So stuff like that, कहीं ना कहीं अभी भरोसा आमोरिम का कैसेमिरो पे ज्यादा है.
But the thing is, right, and then this is where Animesh, वो उस पे लेयर करके आऊंगा right now, right, कि right, आप ठीक है, you started Zirkzee for the whole 90 minutes, he started against Burnley. मेरा POV हमेशा and people have trolled me on this. I have said this time and time again. If you don't give people run of games, you won't be able to judge them. You can't judge players right now based on only 15 or 20 minutes. I know that's the expectation, but you cannot judge when the team is so unstable right now. My point was always this around Bayandir and Lamens. When Lamens came in, all the fans were like, Lamens ko shuruat karo. I was like, Bayandir was waiting to start because Onana was there. Now Onana is gone. Bayandir deserves a run of games. Judge him after the run of games. If he's not good enough, sub him off. Lamens is your new goalkeeper. So we need to take that call, right, Animesh, that if on all games a tired Casemiro after playing for Brazil, मेरा point इसमें हमेशा था in this game that we should always have given Ugarte a chance in this game and then bring on Casemiro in the second half to steady the ship and maybe add something extra to this game. What was your thoughts on your lineup? Because हम लोग lineup पे आ रहे थे. Why are we seeing some of the most basic mistakes done in terms of the lineup selections right now, Animesh? And I'll go to next to Dhruv to talk about the Ugarte situation.
Last time, Jabi, you saw Ugarte starting in place of Casemiro.
Right.
We was Brentford, I think, where he had a disaster class. I think somewhere the problem क्या होने वाला था ये season always. जब भी आपके squad depth, सब लोग बोल रहे हैं squad depth बहुत कम है, बहुत सारे players को जाने दिया है. There was always going to be a problem of how are you going to make even this small team play because you only have one match a week. एक momentum build करने के लिए ना your team, your one particular fixed lineup of even those 11, including your goalkeeper, need 5-6 games to play to get cohesion. तू चेल्सी ले ले, तू मैन सिटी ले ले, तू लिवरपूल ले ले, आप किसको भी ले लो. Why is Liverpool struggling so much? Slot is not able to figure out his attack, plenty of attack but struggling defense. He's not able to figure his best. आप बोलोगे कि चलो दे तो आप चैंपियंस लीग, दे तो had Europe, they had one more round of Carabao Cup, they will have FA Cup coming, we'll have FA Cup coming.
Right.
To rotate a squad and to give people time, you need cup competitions. जो cup competition नहीं है, तो squad rotation की बात आती है तो वो option है ही नहीं. वैसे भी आप कैसे बोलोगे मैनेजर को कि आप आपका बेस्ट 11 पिक करो. The best example of the fact that he's not being too, although to a certain degree आप बोलोगे कि he gave Dalot a bit of an extra chance, but Mason Mount was undroppable after the first couple of matches. Now Mason Mount, despite everyone being fit and even जब ही Cunha went out of the team, he did not start Mason Mount, which means he's trying to be loyal to players he thinks training may show up and are showing something. Zirkzee, somebody who's मालूम है he had to utilize anyway towards the end of this year. He's trying to give Zirkzee a 90-minute game. Okay. He's rusty. Okay. Ugarte, like you said, is where I come to you. Ugarte is just not been good enough. You can't play Mainu and Bruno Fernandes. We saw what happened.
Right.
So then why not just go into the academy and throw someone on? क्या ही होगा?
But the thing is, right, so actually मेरा इसमें POV Animesh ये है कि Dhruv Ugarte पे आएंगे. I'll make a statement here. I think we are all forgetting the reason why we are playing this season as well. Like, we are not in the conversation of top 4, and when people think that okay, we're gonna pull off another Antonio Conte, Ruben Amorim is gonna pull off another Antonio Conte, that's not gonna happen because the quality of the squad is not there in terms of the depth as well. And talking about flunging on your academy, up academy ko dal do if they're not good enough. Why the media and everyone will destroy their career that they're not good enough, right? So without even having any loan spell. So that where मैं बोलूंगा कि academy को इस time पे तो if we just put on right now, because मेरा POV we are forgetting why we are playing this season. This season is all about like Amorim playing his tactics to the full circle, like full एक साल पे खेलेगा, and our expectation was top 8 and max top 6, right? Now we are talking about ki we need to win every game. No, we don't need to win every game. We need to see players performing and absolutely getting match fitness and match sharpness. मेरा वही point है. If you keep on playing the same 11 and chop and changing positions here and there, it's like you okay, तेरे को मैंने प्री सीजन पे सिखाया कि तू विंग बैक स्टार्ट करेगा नहीं, लेकिन तेरे को मैं लेफ्ट अटैकिंग मिडफील्ड डालूंगा. And some of the most biggest games of the season, right? Dhruv, Ugarte, I know.
Sorry, quick counter to that. If you lost to a 11-man Everton 1-0 na, I would have forgiven you.
No, I'm not forgiven.
To build, you cannot use your conversation. Your argument is not wrong at all. But when a 11-man team versus a 10-man team for 80 minutes with extra time comes in, there is no excuse in the world that he couldn't throw anybody else on to do anything stupid or do anything random. अरे Aiden Heaven को निकाल, तू मगवार को डालता है ना सेंटर बैक. Aiden Heaven को डाल देना.
मेरा point before you came in, I was mentioning that like if Euro was having a poor game, why not put in आपके Aiden Heaven को at the center back?
And Ash, you were there for this conversation I had about Everton in the preseason specifically. Everton and Bournemouth. याद है preseason की बात हुई थी. मैं और प्रशांत बात कर रहे थे. And I pretty much, Prashant and I said that if United play this Everton team in the Premier League, they will lose. Because this midfield will not be able to sustain their work rate. Or what happened? Prashant and I were trolled that you are negative, pessimistic, this is why United will never go ahead. And I said, but there is no optimism. Nathan knows this. People slated us and destroyed me and Prashant. you are negative United fans. I said, no, this same performance in the Premier League will not even yield a draw. That's what happened.
Dhruv,
Anyway, sorry.
Ugarte. What like? Uh, it's done. And do you think January may sell, or you think that there's still hope for this player right now? Because of the fact that he's not got any run of games, and last season वो
भाई
अच्छा था.
अभी आपने बात करी कि you need cup games. You lost the cup game in which
The only cup
he
game.
played.
Yeah.
ठीक
Okay.
है, he started with Mainu, and that was Grimsby by the way. Onana disaster class, I agree by, but we lost. ठीक है, तो वो एक पूरा टूर्नामेंट ही चला गया जहाँ पे हमें टाइम देना था उन प्लेयर्स को. That is one big thing. Now the thing is, if you put in Ugarte and Mainu, Ugarte क्या होता है कि जब you want to see these players ना, तो आपको डाला जाता है as a substitute कि you show some progress, then you get started in the then you get picked up in the playing 11. भाई जब जब वो आया है, I think there's only one match I have been impressed. Apart from that, we have always been critical of him कि भाई ये क्या कर रहा है. Like even the Spurs game or the Nottingham game before that, like भाई I don't see कि हमने वो quality देखी है उगाटे से in the very limited short period of time also भाई. So the only great game I have seen Ugarte play was the Bournemouth game, which was in the pre-season जब माइनू भी था, but that was again a pre-season भाई. ठीक है, उसके अलावा उगाटे पे वो क्वालिटी देखी ही नहीं है. एंड नाउ जो ब्रूनो कह रहा हूँ, रूबन ने अभी बोला है अबाउट उगाटे कि समटाइम्स यू जस्ट नीड टाइम्स, अभी उसका थोड़ा बुरा टाइम चल रहा है, ये वो क्लियरली शोज भाई. एंड वी नो दैट्स फॉर अ रीजन कि रूबन अमरिम का अगर ट्रस्ट चला गया, इट इज वेरी हार्ड टू like regain it and get started. Casemiro was able to do it.
Right.
It is not impossible, but I don't see कि वो उगाटे को स्टार्ट करा रहा है इन सब के ऊपर unless and until वो लास्ट प्लेयर बचता है उसके पास कि यही है, अब इसके अलावा मैं खिला ही नहीं
38
सकता.
गेम सर्वाइव कैसे करेंगे? ईश भाई, मूविंग टू यू राइट नाउ एंड देन आई विल गो टू ईशान. हाँ, 38 गेम्स हम लोग कैसे सर्वाइव करेंगे इफ यू जस्ट कीप ऑन ट्रस्टिंग अ वेरी फ्यू सेट ऑफ प्लेयर्स राइट नाउ? क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं कि जनवरी में पूरा का पूरा हम ट्रांसफर से पलट देंगे पूरा स्क्वाड को, ये तो होने वाला है नहीं कि there's no way we are getting Anderson in the January transfer window. We have to somehow survive with the squad the whole season. How do you think we're going to do that भाई, अगर चांस नहीं मिलेगा इन प्लेयर्स को तो?
Yeah, again, so one thing which works well for Ruben Amorim is that a lot of players want to make it to the World Cup squad. So hopefully वो behind the scenes थोड़ा और मेहनत करेंगे. जैसे you guys were talking about a run of games देने चाहिए उनको ताकि वो settle in हो and they have a performance. But उससे पहले एक और step होता है that you earn the trust of the manager in training. You show up early, you go late, whatever those parameters are. जैसे Casemiro की हम news पढ़ते थे that at one point of time he was the lowest ranked midfielders and now he was even lower than Toby Collier. So
Right.
like he fought his way back into the team. So this is what you are looking at. Even Tyrell Malacia for that matter, he was done and dusted and now kal bench pe baitha hua tha wo. So there are ways to fight back and earn your place in the team and then you should get a run of games there. And coming to your question, yes, number of games less hai, squad depth bhi kam hai. So ye wale players honestly are good enough. देखो, it again depends on the expectations कि आपने सीजन के पहले क्या सोचा था. मैंने सोचा था कि 8 9 10th के आसपास फिनिश हो जाए. It will be a better season because you cannot expect to climb 10 12 13 places and eventually मतलब ऐसे तुम चैंपियंस लीग टीम बन जाओ. It takes time, right? So if you are thinking कि हम 8 9 10th के आसपास फिनिश करेंगे, so we will have frustrating losses and but not as bad as this. By nothing can justify this loss because तुम कोई भी मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड टीम कितने भी सालों की उठा लो, ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड पे अगेंस्ट 10 men नहीं हार सकती है भाई. So there is no justification here. But eventually you will have to sort of in the January transfer window एक दो places अगर आप strengthen कर सकते हो तो कर सकते हो. Otherwise you will have to put trust on the academy players as well. अभी हैं हमारे पास कुछ कुछ अच्छे, but then वही होता है academy players का भी यही चीज होता है कि in order for any academy player to do well you need to have a system running so that he can perform and he can shine. तो अभी हमारा सिस्टम ही ऊपर नीचे हो जाता है. एक हफ्ता हम बात करते हैं कि अनबीटन रन है, अब अकेडमी प्लेयर्स क्यों नहीं खेल रहे हैं, और एक हफ्ता बोल रहे हैं कि आमोरिम डिजर्व भी करता है वो 38 गेम्स तक जाने के लिए. सो अभी रूबन आमोरिम का ऐसे कुछ कुछ प्लेयर्स पे भरोसा बैठा हुआ है जिसको वो थोड़ा कंसिस्टेंसी में लाने की कोशिश कर रहा है. देखते हैं फिर क्या होता है.
Yes. Quickly super chats आए हैं दो. We'll quickly address them. Thank you so much for the super chats, bhai. But that Sanchit बोल रहे हैं, but that does not justify yesterday's performance. Absolutely, no one is justifying that performance right now because it's absolute shit. There was no way that, bhai, you can go and lose against any 10 men team at home, by the way, where you have produced one of your best performances this season. So that is absolutely unacceptable. Thank you so much for the super chat. Of course, no one is questioning that. लाला ने सुपर चैट कर दिया है, बोल रहे कोई ना बॉयज, होता रहता है, शिट हैपेंस. आई नो हम लोग जाके तेरे चैनल पे भी बहुत तुम लोग को भाई तुम्हारा मूड
Lala bhai talking from experience.
टॉकिंग फ्रॉम
Yeah.
एक्सपीरियंस.
I think लाला सिर्फ ईशान को एड्रेस कर रहा है सर.
भाई नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ हम लोग 2 दिन पहले के एक्सपीरियंस से कह रहे हैं भाई, होता है भाई.
लाला you didn't have to do this भाई. थैंक यू सो मच भाई, थैंक यू सो मच. लाला को भी सब्सक्राइब कर दो प्लीज. ईशान फ्रॉम अ राइवल पीओवी, ठीक है. I know you guys are again in the trenches, second 2 places below than
Don't
us,
care.
above, below, like Brighton are above you, Palace are above
Don't
you,
care.
Sunderland are above
Don't
you,
care.
Tottenham are above
Don't
you,
care.
everyone is above you.
Don't care.
What's your like from a rival POV, कैसा लग रहा है आपको? And Crystal Palace is also, we are playing Crystal Palace next week. भाई
Love it.
बताओ what's your feeling right now? And
यार
talking about the Ugarte situation as well. I'll ask you.
यार मुझे तो यही समझ नहीं आता, उगारते तो खुद एमरिम का प्लेयर था. बाकी मैं समझता हूँ कि कुछ उसने, आपको होता है कि जब आप नई टीम में जाते हो, जो आपको ऑलरेडी प्लेयर्स मिलते हैं, आपको वो कुछ पसंद नहीं आ रहे हैं, तो आप धीरे धीरे करके उनको निकाल लेते हो. मतलब उगारते तो उसी का प्लेयर था. मतलब वो एक कितने साल का हो गया कैसेमीरो, 33 साल का, 33 34 आई थिंक, आई एम अज्यूमिंग. उतने वो 34 साल के प्लेयर को उसके ऊपर खिला रहा है. मतलब उसको जो आप बोल रहे हो ना, चांस तो दो कि देखो चलो गंदा गेम खेल लिया या नहीं. तो मुझे ना एक डायरेक्ट कंसिस्टेंसी नहीं दिखती. दूसरी चीज जो बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, सब लोग बात कर रहे हैं कि यंग प्लेयर्स को मौका नहीं दे रहा है. भाई आपकी जो अकेडमी है वो भी 3 एट द बैक नहीं खेल रही है, उसको एमरिम का सिस्टम ही नहीं खेल रही है. बच्चे तैयार ही नहीं हो रहे हैं उसके सिस्टम के लिए, तो वो कैसे इंटीग्रेट करेगा. तो आई तो थिंक दैट इज मतलब इन अ प्लेस जहाँ पे ही इज अंडर क्वालिफाइड टू बी हियर. मुझे वो वाली फील आती है. मतलब कितना कितना कह लोगे, जो मैं आपको पिछली बार भी कह रहा था, दैट आपको ट्रस्ट करना पड़ेगा एक मैनेजर को 3 साल के लिए. बट वो एक भी वो सिग्नल नहीं देता यार, वो फाउंडेशनली चीजें ठीक ही नहीं कर रहा है. मतलब अगर कोई नया मैनेजर आ रहा है और आप एक्सेप्ट कर चुके हो कि लिसन, वी एज अ टीम आर इन अ बैड प्लेस, ठीक है, वी नीड टू फॉलो अ सर्टेन व्हाटएवर, कि हमको थोड़ा पेशेंस दिखाना है और हमको इस सीजन कुछ नहीं करना है, हमको अगले सीजन कुछ नहीं करना है, हमको 3 सीजन बाद का सोचना है. यही सोच के, यही बोल के लास्ट सीजन 15th फिनिश हो गई यूनाइटेड टीम. ठीक है, इतनी बुरी टीम नहीं है भाई.
Yeah, we deprioritize the league, we prioritize the Europa League and eventually for Cup as well.
और यूरोपा लीग फाइनल में स्पर्स से हार रहे हो. एंड यार देखो, पता है लोग ये जोक में बोलते हैं, उसमें बोलते हैं, बट स्पर्स जेन्युइनली डजंट हैव इट कि भाई वो फाइनल जीते भाई. मतलब एंड आई से दिस विद फुल रिस्पेक्ट,
I cannot
United,
and Ishan absolutely correct. I cannot take the fact that Spurs tactically outclassed Man United that night, right?
Exactly.
But that is in the past. Yes.
और यार ऐश भाई, पता है टीम का ना एक परसेप्शन होता है. मतलब होता है कि आप जब एक पर्टिकुलर टीम के लिए खेल रहे हो, आप उसी लाइट में खेलते हो. कोई भी नया प्लेयर मैड्रिड आता है, वो चैंपियंस लीग में अच्छा क्यों परफॉर्म करता है ना, वो क्योंकि वो मैड्रिड के लिए खेल रहा होता है, एक फीलिंग होती है. तो तभी मैं कह रहा हूँ कि सिर्फ स्पर्स से हारना एज अ जोक इज नॉट व्हाट पीपल से. स्पर्स से हारना है ना यूरोपियन फाइनल, भाई क्या क्या कह रहे हो. मतलब इतने सालों में ट्रॉफीज ही नहीं जीत पा रहे थे यार वो. मतलब for this United team who's dominated since I have started watching football, the entire 2000s they've dominated, to lose that game, to finish 15th in the league, and आप लोगों ने फिर भी चलो, मतलब यही है ना कि रोमांटिसाइज करने लगे हैं फैंस, मुझे लगता है यूनाइटेड फैंस, कि भाई एक मैनेजर को ना ट्रस्ट करते हैं कि क्लॉप के साथ लिवरपूल ने किया था, देखो क्या हो गया, आर्टेटा के साथ आर्सेनल ने किया था, देखो क्या हो गया. हमको भी एक मैनेजर को ट्रस्ट दिखाना पड़ेगा. आप लोगों ने ना इस नोशन को इतना रोमांटिसाइज कर दिया है, मुझे ये लगता है कि आपने गलत मैनेजर को वो रेंज दे दिए, जो he is not consistent with what he says and what he does on the pitch. It is not consistent. मैं उसे इसलिए वो चीज बोलता हूँ जो मैं वापस नहीं बोलूंगा. I call him a boy because he does things like that. Because he says things that sound right, and you know he'll keep saying the right things and he'll keep playing कि oh मेरी feelings hurt हो गई. मगर show it on the pitch ना. अगर आपको improve करना है, पहले defense को fix करो.
Ishan bhai, you were talking about European final, right? The team that played yesterday was
almost very similar, quite similar by the way.
The
quite
team
similar
that
by the
played
way.
Spurs, right? ठीक है. Ahmad played as a cam. ठीक है, मजरॉय, डोरगू, योर शॉ, योर यूरो प्लेट, मगवायर नहीं था, डिलिट था, ओनाना थैंक गॉड नहीं था इसमें, लामेंस था, और अगर लामेंस वहां होता हम जीत गए होते बाय द वे। ब्रूनो कैफीमीरो पिवट वाज देयर आपका, और आगे आपके रास्मस होलैंड था, और अब आपका जोशुआ ज़िर्कज़ी था जो बाद में रिप्लेस भी हो गया था। तो मुझे लग रहा है कि एक तो ये जो इंजरीज भी हो गई है ना, स्पेशली कुनिया गोइंग आउट, सेस्को गोइंग आउट, दैट काइंड ऑफ इम्पैक्टेड जो लिवरपूल के साथ भी हुआ है कि हम थोड़े शॉर्ट ऑन प्लेसेस हैं, कि अगर वो दोनों प्लेयर्स भी होते ना, we might would have seen a very different result is what I believe।
आप कल के मैच की बात करो, आप कल के मैच की बात करो। यार अगेन मैं बार ना देखो, आप मैंने I understand how we think as fans, ठीक है ना, I empathize with also।
कल लेकिन गोल हो जाता तो मामला बदल जाता भाई, नैरेटिव्स बदल जाती कल
यार। बट जो आनी भाई ने बोला ना यार, मतलब सी बॉटम लाइन के आगे फिर एक्सक्यूजेस नहीं चलते। बॉटम लाइन ये है कि आप एवर्टन से 10 मैन एवर्टन से हार रहे हो, तो
मैं उसी पे तो आ रहा था
बट ईशान बॉटम लाइन ये भी है ना कि 2 प्लेयर्स मिसिंग थे।
नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ आपने 6 महीने बाद ऑलमोस्ट सेम स्क्वाड रखा, व्हेन यू ऑलरेडी नो इस स्क्वाड का पोटेंशियल क्या है, दैट इज ऑन एमोरिम। एंड प्लस मेरे को लाला की एक ही बात सुबह से अच्छी लगी है कि उसने बोला था हम क्रॉस पे क्रॉस डाले जा रहे थे जब सेस्को था नहीं, और जब सेस्को होता है ये क्रॉसेस आते नहीं है। तो ये टीम का कहीं पे फंडामेंटल लाइक प्रिंसिपल ही हिला हुआ है भाई।
Correct. And this comes from the manager, right? This comes from the manager, right? अगर जब सेस्को आपको पता है कि आपकी टीम में वो प्लेयर्स है जो क्रॉस कर सकते हैं, लूक शॉ क्या मक्खन क्रॉसेस डाल रहा था भाई कल, मतलब उसे यूटिलाइज नहीं कर पाया।
but he did not ever prove his fitness।
बट यार हमको सब पता है कि जब लूक शॉ स्टार्टिंग में था क्या बढ़िया प्लेयर था, चलो इंजरीज से स्पॉइल्ड हिम व्हाटएवर, राइट? पॉइंट इज कि आप लोग क्रॉसेस डाल सकते हो, अच्छा आपके पास ऐसे प्लेयर्स हैं।
He did pocket Lamine Yamal in that Europea final at least for the first 45 minutes. After that he got cooked, but for the first 45 minutes it was good. Nathan, coming to you right now, can you accept right now, after 1 year of Ruben Amorim, with David Moyes joining Everton, adapting with the squad in some way or other, and then I'll go to Animesh and then I'll go to Ish Bhai on the same question. We had Dewsbury Hall and Garner cooking us in the midfield with just 10 men. Then why was Bruno playing so deep in that second half? Dillit ज़्यादा चढ़ के खेल रहा था and he was putting more crosses. Bruno was way down in the trenches, right at the center back position, and providing balls and whatever the fuck he was doing. Can you accept this situation after 1 year of Ruben Amorim, that 2 players who play under new manager are actually cooking us with 10 men right now? Dewsbury Hall and James Garner are cooking us. Tell me this.
Okay, before I answer a question, I'll post it to everyone and then everyone can answer after I answer your question, which is, it's been a year. I've seen no improvement of any players. I believe Ish was there on United Talk, right? Ish and Shashi, I think were there when I asked that. I just want to clarify. I mean, y'all can answer after I answer Ashes, but I want to put that out there now. It's been 1 year since because Ashes asked. See, Bruno centre back is only. See, I honestly wanted to work, right? Because I'm kind of miserable complaining about Ruben Amorim. It feels nice for about 20 minutes and then it just doesn't feel nice anymore, right? Because someone asked me yesterday and I honestly drew a blank because I couldn't believe I watched. Someone asked me, why did you sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Now people will say that's revisionism. No, actually, he is factually the only manager that has kept us in Europe back-to-back seasons. That's a fact. That is not discussion. The second thing is,
and I'll tell another fact, Nathan. I'll tell another fact. The only manager under whom we have scored more than 70 goals in the last 10 years.
You said it yesterday. Yes. Yeah.
The only manager, by the way.
Yeah. So the argument was he couldn't win us titles, right? Ten Hag comes, he wins us 2 cups, whatever, 3 finals, whatever. People said, yeah, but the FA Cup's not good enough. First of all, the FA Cup's the oldest cup competition in the world. I find it really disrespectful that English fans think it's crap. I really do. I find that really disrespectful. First of all. The second of all is, we said, nah, man, we have to get rid of him. He's 10th right now after 10 games in November. We have to get rid of him. We are currently 10th right now in November, a year later. A year later with better players. I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that we have bought better players.
Premier League proven players
This is genuinely inexcusable, but just so people don't call us negative, we have to just toe the line. I don't want to toe the line. By the way, guys, respectfully, right? I don't know when everyone started watching football. This is the benefit of being old, I suppose. But I watched when being 10th was actually unacceptable,
Unacceptable.
and
No, no.
people would get sold.
Okay, Ank.
People would get sold after
Out
one
of
year. People would
out
get
of top
sold.
four,
Ank.
no, out of top four, it was unacceptable right now, and this is where
So
Liverpool will be
so
questioned this
I
season.
mean,
But
I'm sitting here, right? I'm sitting here, and I'm going 1 year later. We are back in 10th. People abuse Ten Hag, rightfully so in some cases. Onana is one of them. But we are here back here, better players, 10th position. How much more time? I've been watching since the early 2000s. You think I've gotten worn out? You think Animesh has gotten worn out because we started watching 5 years ago?
no, we are
Some
watching since
people
2
need to
decades right now. Yeah.
Some people need to realize that we have been watching football for a long time and we are burnt out, straight up burnt out. And the fact that people think we have just been watching only during the era we didn't win titles is
Yep.
nonsense.
Yep.
Like, we have been seeing the gradual decline of our club.
Yep.
And we are supposed to smile and say it's okay, and
It's
it'll
okay.
it'll
And
bounce back.
you expect us to be diplomatic, and we expect us to be
Listen,
not asking
so
the questions where it's supposed to be asked right now.
whatever your
Animesh,
approach is
I'll
fine.
answer
But to answer your question, after 1 year, please someone tell me he has improved one player.
we cannot ask Maguire as an improved player, because Maguire was an improvement in itself. He actually hired a coach himself, Ricardo Carvalho, to improve himself, by the way.
Shout out to Ricardo.
No way. Maguire.
Yeah.
Maguire.
He got Carvalho to train him.
Bro,
Maguire
these
had
people are
hired
doing work
Ricardo
on their
Carvalho.
own. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ricardo
oh my.
Carvalho, since 2 years and 3 years, is working on his game. That's why you see Maguire what he does today with his limited abilities. Ani, I'll go to you next, and then Sashi, I'll go to you next. If you want to respond to and what Nathan was saying about revisionism, it's not about revisionism as well right now. It's about
What?
it's like right now, and that is staggering right now. Is, our best left wing back right now option is actually Diogo Dalot.
He's one.
I never
He's
wanted
one.
to.
Baby.
He's
I
one.
never wanted to
Called it.
admit this.
Everyone needs to stay
He's
humble.
one.
I called it.
I never
Before the ball
wanted
was
to.
kicked.
I never wanted to
Oh, God.
admit this, but I'll
Ash
go
bhai,
to.
I'll just say you will
Animesh
see
hates
Dalot
that.
Dalot
Animesh
performing
hates it.
next match, and you will change your opinion again.
क्या बोलूं भाई? But he's it's not about changing my opinion. He's actually the
Just for
better
Dalot.
one available right now, right?
So,
But
I'll just take 30 seconds there, Ash bhai. So I'll answer
Ish,
Nathan's
Ish,
question, and this
Ish,
is
bolo.
Nathan by
Yes.
my opinion only. So आपने जो बोला absolutely true यार. I've also been following United for the last 18 years, and मतलब I think right now the difference is between context and history. So I'm not saying revision है ऐसे. हमारे को भी यार second place at one point of time we thought that we had, this season is a disaster when we used to finish second, but you saw that gradual decline for whatever reason. You can call it Glazers, you can call it not choosing the right managers, you can call it not choosing the right personnel for that manager, but we had that gradual decline, and right now we are in the context that we have reached a point that even top 4 is a very good thing, right? So looking at United, firstly, like, I don't think it's even fair to look at the table in November. Probably January, Feb is when the table starts to stabilize, and then you come to know, and then you match it with what you were expecting before the start of the season. If you were expecting a top 4 position, then I think there is a difference in expectations as to what you were expecting and where we are right now. So from finishing 15th last season to sort of just jumping 10-11 places, I don't think that's a realistic expectation. That's number one. And number two is, you just asked that what has Amorim improved. So my
No,
response
which players? Which players
No,
has
the
improved?
gameplay has improved in terms of
Yeah.
last season. I have
Which
stats for that,
players?
but
You can
players.
say let's say we bought someone for 2 million. Who can we sell for 20? Like that.
No,
Who's
but
improved?
the point is, we are not in the business of selling players, right? We are in the business of getting results. Right now, yes, there has been questions because the results haven't been good. Abhi last match se pehle we
Oh,
were all
boy.
positive, building upon this. Agar hum Everton ke sath jeet jate, to we would have been talking completely different. Yaar. So I'm looking Manchester United as a team, right? And as a team, I think from where we were last year, we are still in a better place right now. And whether you talk about the fitness levels, or whether you talk about the players understanding the gameplay better.
Corners have improved as well in terms of how you want to do. I mean, there are things that have improved, right, Ish? Yes.
100%. So in order for us, so जैसे अभी ईशान भाई भी बोल रहे थे that we fantasize managers, so you can be either ways कि या तो you like Amorim or you don't like Amorim, you want him out or you want him in. If you think you want him in and you want him to do well, then you need to give him time and not criticize कि यार ये ऐसा क्यों कर रहा है. वो गलत होएगा, हम करेंगे criticize, but there is a level of saying this कि he should have done this or he did that. There is a difference between saying कि he's not the right guy for the job and we are fantasizing it. So either you are this way or you are that way. If you are supporting Ruben Amorim, then you must back him till the end. At least that's how I support any manager. And if you are not, then you are not. Even if we get 20 wins in a row, then we'll be like कि नहीं यार ये तो नहीं हो पाएगा, because this is not what DNA or whatever the XYZ reason is.
Okay, so
Animesh,
one question.
I'll switch to Animesh. Yeah.
I'll quickly go in all this order of questions from you to Nathan to Ishbhai. Firstly, let's go back quickly to revisionism, which is all about accepting reality versus lowering standards.
Yes.
We didn't accept second place under Mourinho. We didn't accept second place under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So they got sacked.
8th place by October, so he was sacked.
Yeah, we were like second place is not good. Oh, we are 8th, sack him, right? तो हमने कभी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया है, हमने रखा ही नहीं कि दिस इज गुड इनफ. लेकिन एक चीज हो जाती है कि जब भी आप बोलोगे कि हम सेकंड एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते, वी आर 8th राइट नाउ, वी नीड टू चेंज. हमने यूनाइटेड वे अबैंडन कर दिया बहुत टाइम पहले. व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इज वी आर अबैंडनिंग इट फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म मेजर्स, नॉट अबैंडनिंग इट फॉर अनदर लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट. वी कीप अबैंडनिंग it for short-term measures. When it's not working, we get frustrated. We talk about United Way. United Way has been abandoned a long time back. Let's get out of the way. That is revisionism. We've abandoned United Way. There is no United Way left anymore, and that is okay. You've moved on. But when you move on, एक long-term plan बना. हमने एक second position accept नहीं किया दो manager से. जैसे Nathan ने बोला, back-to-back Champions League finishes, we didn't accept it because he was 8th. Last year, when you get Ruben Amorim in, he said, फाइनली मिड सीजन हम इतने डेस्परेट थे कि टेना को कभी रखना ही नहीं चाहिए था. अगेन मिस्टेक, फाइन, ओके, गेट ओवर इट, करेक्ट योर मिस्टेक. गॉट इन रूबन एमोरिम, अ सिस्टम बेस्ड प्लेयर हु कुड नॉट, अ सिस्टम बेस्ड मैनेजर जो प्लेयर्स को ट्वीक ही नहीं कर पाया मिड सीजन. तो आपने डायरेक्टली मतलब फेंक दिया सीजन. अनएक्सेप्टेबल फ्रॉम द टॉप टू द बॉटम. नो मैनेजर इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ द गेम कैन कम एंड टेल मी, हाय, वी आर थ्रोइंग द सीजन अवे. Absolute ASS.
Ma'am, I did not accept that one.
But fine, United fans were like, no, we will win Europa. Europa नहीं जीते तो sack कर दो उसको. Last season was absolute crap. So no, I start Amorim at firstly this season. No revisionism this season. This season, what has he improved? Style of play, 30%. Which player has he improved in 1 year? Delete. Nobody else. Not a single soul. Nobody outside of Delete. And Delete ko, you can say improvement. He got out the old Delete. I wouldn't say it's improving.
But it's still not good enough though.
No, but he got the old Delete out. Because Delete के बिना हम ज्यादा गोल concede करते थे and we would have probably got another 4 points lesser. So Delete deserves some plaudits.
100%.
Delete छोड़ के I don't think he's improved anybody. Has he made people worse? No, I don't think Kobe Mainoo का downfall is on him. I think Kobe Mainoo is again one of those lost in translation. He's got chances, he's not done well. Has he improved anybody else?
Kobe Mainoo actually was found out because of this formation in terms of the physicality as well. The physicality levels expected by a pivot player, Kobe Mainoo does not fit there right now. And I'm actually worried, Animesh, right now that actually Kobe Mainoo might leave, because if Amorim is going to be the manager for the next 2-3 years, I don't see Kobe Mainoo in.
But Annie, why has he been found out? He's not been found out because he's played all his life in a mid 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because that's the United.
That's what I said.
This is the problem, right? He comes to the team. You can. I mean, I don't know how much research he did before signing the job, but clearly he knows we're a back 4 team that plays with wingers. He wants to switch things up, that's fine. But by switching things up, you automatically don't have players in the position you have come in November. What magic trick are you trying to prove? Like, just realistically, on just a common sense aspect, what magic trick are you trying to pull out of your body to do this?
But this is why, Nathan, we have now become a fan base. To round up this point, to Ish's point, हम selling business में नहीं, हमको players को grow करना है, आगे जाना है, बढ़ना है. But at the same time, we are okay if Garnacho goes. Now we are okay if this one goes. We are in constant fight amongst ourselves internally. Every single United fan who is a fan for more than a decade, internally हम वो अपने एक दूसरे से लड़ना छोड़ दो, WhatsApp पे छोड़ दो, अंदर ही अंदर लड़ रहे हैं. हम यूनाइटेड वे देख रहे हैं, ओल्ड स्कूल देख रहे हैं, अकेडमी देख रहे हैं, कैरेंटन देख रहे हैं. But let's be honest, if you pick up players from Carrington right now, the football they're playing in Carrington versus the football our first team played last year, the year before that, even under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even right now, has no cohesion.
But great
This
point. Okay,
academy,
great. I'm glad you mentioned
round
this.
it up, Ashby, because Ishbai said this, and Nathan, they joined a very good point.
Yep.
So what United do you want come, let's say you sack Amorim? What United do you want in January if a new manager comes in? Because that dude is going to be like, I want to go back to a 4. Now we have tweaked our back with what is the director of football? We've got what is the guy's name? Random ban gaya. Kya naam hai uska? Wilcox. Wivel is deciding he's ad hoc signing players he wants to sign. Wilcox is like, I'm director of football now. Yeah, I'll do this.
Right.
What are you pivoting towards? So let's accept, not reduce our standard, but let's accept how lost we all are because our transition as fans has gone off the rails. But also let's accept that we are a mid-table team because of all of the combination of things. We are a mid-table team. We are not going to be fourth.
I'll move
if
to
you're
Sashi.
Fourth, you're lucky. You are luckier than Chelsea winning the league if you finish fourth. Guaranteed.
Yes. And I'll move to Sashi on this one right now. Is I absolutely agree that do you think from a fan base POV, right? From a fan base POV, okay, we talked about Amorim, we talked about like whatever was happening. From a fan base POV right now, do you think there is certain kind of trust factor towards Ruben Amorim? Okay, Dhruv has left. He had to leave, but please subscribe to Dhruv, please. And then please, guys, 105 people watching right now. I'll like to remind you again. Please like the stream. Please subscribe to Animesh, Football Bloody. Please subscribe to Ish Bhai, Ish Khera. Please subscribe to Ishan. Please subscribe to me. अगर पसंद आ रहा है, please subscribe to Sportsnut Nathan, and please subscribe to Shashi as well, Mid-Wicket Manager on Instagram and on YouTube as well. Sashi, moving to you do like from a fan base POV right now, and that was a great question right now by Lala. Usme post kiya tha. Was this an overreaction? Is this an overreaction right now after the 5 games that's happening, or you think that like finally people who were मतलब afraid कि नहीं उनको वो issues देख रहे थे but were not willing to speak about it, now that we have seen those inconsistent performances in the last 3 games. By the way, in the last 3 games we haven't won, by the way. I like to remind, it's 2 draws and 1 loss, by the way. Do you think it's an overreaction or issues अब निकल के आ रहे हैं कि we need to talk about it?
नहीं, I think Amorim का जो फुटबॉल है पिछले जो भी फैंस हम काइंड ऑफ सफर कर रहे थे 12-15 महीने में, more people are Amorim out than Amorim in. So when that run of 5 unbeaten games came along, people who were doubting Amorim, they kind of held their corner and waited for the moment कि हारने दे इसको, फिर जो इसके स्क्वाड की टैक्टिक्स की जो कमियां हैं वो हम बाहर निकाल के लाएंगे. So probably this game is, and worst thing for Amorim, उसके जितने भी tactical flaws हैं सारा कुछ एक ही गेम में expose हो गया. His team selection, his tactical tweaks, his substitutions, उसके जो 10 men के अगेंस्ट आप 3 डिफेंडर्स खिला रहे हो, एंड जब इतना कुछ होता है पीपल विल वॉइस देयर ओपिनियंस. यस, ओवर रिएक्शन नहीं है, बट इट्स अ केस ऑफ यस वी आर देयर टू बैक रूबन एमरिम, बट वी विल नॉट बैक यू ब्लाइंडली. जो एक ध्रुव हमेशा लाइन कहता है, आप उसको सपोर्ट करो, आप उसको बैक करो, बट ब्लाइंड फेथ दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. जहां गलत है. एंड एक मैं ईशान का कमेंट लूंगा जो उसने पहले बोला था कि हम क्लॉप और आर्टेटा से रोमांटिसाइज करके नहीं रोक रहे हैं एमरिम को. हम खुद थक चुके हैं अपने मैनेजर्स को जाता हुआ देख के. यार
मुरीनियो गया, चेंजिंग मैनेजर्स टाइम एंड टाइम अगेन,
गया, टेन हाग गया, जिससे हमें बहुत ज्यादा उम्मीदें थी. मुरीनियो वाज दैट चोजन वन. सोल्शायर का फुटबॉल देख के सबसे ज्यादा मजा आया था यूनाइटेड फैंस को. टेन हाग वाज द नेक्स्ट, मतलब क्रेऑफ का रीजन था कि भाई ये आके सब कुछ चेंज कर देगा. एवरी प्लान हैज फेल्ड. अब जब एक एमरिम आता है, and not to forget कि more than football he has impressed people with his interviews, his honesty, his positivity. तो जब क्लब एक slump में होता है यार, you try to hang on to everything that you can. As a fan, for best part of like Ish was saying he's supporting for 18 years, Nathan was saying for 20 plus years. मेरे को भी 21 साल हो गए सपोर्ट करते हुए.
Yep.
अभी हमें from the top कोई वॉइस नहीं आया क्लब को लेके. What do you exactly think about the club? Now suddenly जब पिछले 18 महीने में your Ratcliffes, your Wilcox, your Wivel, when they come out and they speak on behalf of the club, that is the notion, that is the narrative that a fan would like to understand कि हाँ मेरा क्लब इस डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है या जाना चाहता है. So I will back Amorim until wheels come off. for me, wheels have not come off after this loss.
When according to you will the wheels come off right now? For like what is the bare minimum right now?
मैं एमरिम को पूरा सीजन दूंगा, चाहे हम अगले 2 मैच 3 मैच 4 मैच हार जाएं. I will give him the entire season, and if we finish below 8th or 9th, then he has to go.
Yes. So next
As
I'll go to
simple as
Ish
that.
bhai.
देखो,
And next I'll go to
मैं एक क्लोज कर देता हूँ, उसके
हाँ,
बाद सॉरी ईश भाई, आपके 15 सेकंड ले रहा हूँ. ईश भाई ने बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट कहा था कि आप जब लास्ट सीजन 15th थे तो यू कांट मैजिकली एक्सपेक्ट कि मैं टॉप 4 टॉप 5 में आऊंगा. 15 से आपका अगला प्रोग्रेशन होगा सम फॉर्म ऑफ यूरोपियन फुटबॉल. मेरे को कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग दे दो, मैं खुश हो जाऊंगा. 8th आ जाओ.
I'll be happy with the
नेक्स्ट
conference
सीजन
league.
these same people who are struggling for game time, you will be able to give them game time. But if you're not able to get any sort of European football, maybe this job is probably too big for you and maybe you won't be surviving. So I will give him the entire
No,
season.
that's fair.
उससे जिसको खिलाना खिलाओ. But at the end of the day, give me European football and थोड़ा बहुत करके players को improve करते हुए, playing style को improve करते हुए, and for God's sake start beating teams by keeping more possession than 50%.
Yes.
आप इतना कर दो, season will be
70
successful.
कल we had 70% of position.
76%.
76% by the way. Yes. By the end of the game. Ish bhai, next and then I'll move to animation. Nathan as well. Next game is Crystal Palace and that too early kickoff bhai. Early kickoff. Crystal Palace on 3rd and 4th. I think 4th है Crystal Palace right now. Home पे clean sheets पे निकालते हैं. Question and I'll ask to all panel right now. I know we talked about this. Ki what we want as lineup or what we'll get as lineup is going to be completely different. But let's hear our fans' thought right now. Against Crystal Palace, what do you want to see changes in the current lineup? Are you going to be ruthless, or are you going to be like, no, what has worked for the next 5 or 6 games, I'm going to do it regardless of the performances we saw from the players last game?
Yeah, so Crystal Palace also sort of plays a low block, and Manchester United as a team, we have seen last game भाई हमारा 25 शॉट्स थे और एक का XG था और एक भी गोल नहीं मारा हमने. So
Right.
that I think sums up what we do against when we face against team who play ultra low blocks or low blocks. We are crossing the ball to someone who is not even there. Like सेश को होता तो समझ भी आता कि चलो you are that's your target man. तुम एम्बूमो को बोल रहे हो जो कि
Right.
टार्कोव्स्की के साथ में खड़ा है. So I think Crystal Palace are that sort of a team, and they've seen this game, and I'm sure they will also sort of play on a low block and counter attack. So we'll probably have to pull a rabbit out of a hat, or matlab something
I don't see us
tactically.
getting any points, bro. Like मेरे को लग रहा है like it's
यार पता है क्या होता है, अब
loss
तुम
of that.
एनफील्ड पे अवे जाके तुम 3 पॉइंट ले आते हो, यहाँ
वो
पे
भी है यार.
एवर्टन के होम पे 10 मैन तुम गोल नहीं मार पाते
Fair
हो.
man.
एक तो हम कंसिस्टेंटली इनकंसिस्टेंट है. सो आई ऑनेस्टली डोंट नो व्हाट यूनाइटेड विल आई एक्सपेक्ट, है ना. मतलब एंड बाकी ऑफ कोर्स एवरी गेम इज डिफरेंट. वन कॉर्नर, वन सेट पीस, वन पेनल्टी हियर एंड देयर can change the trajectory of the game. But yes, it will be a very, very, very difficult match, and Crystal Palace have been watching this match as well.
So who will be
So
your
they'll
wing back,
feel quite
Ish bhai?
confident.
Who will be your wing
Anji?
backs for that game? Who will be your wing backs for that game? Because why I'm asking this, and Nathan, I'll come to you as well. Right now, Animesh is away. I'll ask this, and I'll go to Heo. So okay. After that, I'll move to Animation. Nathan, what should be our wing backs? Because Crystal Palace play very well with their wing backs in that formation, and they have been absolutely like Munoz covered the most distance last season, 350 kilometers by the way last season. That was like Crystal Palace se Etihad tak ka distance hai wo. So it's like he covered that distance last season. Who would be quickly दो word पे सबको पूछेंगे, who should be the 2 wing backs playing that game against Crystal Palace? Ish by first, and Animesh, then Nathan, then I'll go to Sashi and Ishan on that game.
Right wing back Ahmad, left wing back I'm out of options, but let's go with Diogo Dalot.
Okay. Animesh, 2 wing backs for the Crystal Palace, because Crystal Palace, they're gonna cook us, man. I mean, I like to know your thoughts. I was asking Ish what should be the एक तो मैं क्वेश्चन पूछा कि विंग बैक कौन होना चाहिए. सेकंड पहला क्वेश्चन ये था कि do you think we should go with a lineup that has already worked, or you think right no, we should be ruthless enough right now to make the calls that he needs to make, like he needs to switch something right now in this team right now?
Big asterisks on Cunha. If Cunha ka head injury is not a concussion, Cunha automatically walks into this team.
Yep.
Cunha aata hai to it will be Cunha, Mount and Bryan Mbeumo. I don't have any doubt anymore about that. Ahmad has to go to wing back. Although a lot of blame went to Mazraoui in the last match, I don't think Mazraoui itself was to do with much. I think when we went down to 10 men, Mazraoui should have been shifted much higher up, which he was told not to. Instead, they took him off, which was wrong by the manager. So I don't think Mazraoui did anything wrong, but I don't see Mazraoui as right wing back. I would put Ahmad at right wing back on one side, and on the second side, as much as it hurts to tell me or hurts to say this, I feel going up against Munoz is a loss if you have Dorgu or if you have Dallo. Coin toss कर दो, heads or tails बोल के किसको भी आने खिला दो. I see no difference. Genuine.
Do you think कि Luke Shaw start करेगा left wing back? Right now that Licha is back and possibly
So
Heaven
I
is
was
also
about
fit.
to say, if we are not going to be able to build Licha's fitness into it by minutes, अगर जो कल उसको आप थोड़े minutes दे सकते थे, it could have really, like I said, a lot of things yesterday went wrong. He could have just given Licha minutes, man, to see how he's coping on the field with the ball on his feet, right? Sometimes you need to feel the
प्रेशर
ball
भी
as a
नहीं होता उस
footballer.
पे, प्रेशर भी नहीं होता उस पे, because we are playing,
Exactly.
कोई डिफेंस था ही नहीं उनके अगेंस्ट हमारा.
You have to just, anyway, that's fine. Look, yeah, but exactly no pressure. But ठीक है, चलो, let's say you put left center back पे Martinez. I'd then argue and I'd strongly advocate for the fact that you will get Maguire back into the team or you play Eden Heaven as left center back. Still not Martinez. Because you will need a different kind of physicality to go up against this current Mateta and Sar in this team. Okay, last year से ऐसे missing है, ठीक है, but they have Sar, they have Kamara, they have Wharton. These guys are going to make your life miserable. So I would say then got Eden Heaven into this team. Luke Shaw is वो क्या बोलते हैं ना कि हम पुराने thought में अटक गए कि यार Amorim said he can play left wing back, but let's be honest, if Luke Shaw plays left wing back 2 matches in a row, he's going to be gone again.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Luke Shaw as a squad player and left center back, because between him and Martinez, I think we will get 2 players into one, combining playing the whole season because of the injuries, and just rotate the dice with Dorgu and Dallo. I mean, unless there is a hidden gem,
right,
जो हमको मालूम नहीं है academy में से, because Harry Amas is going to be
Malasia
है भाई, Malasia है in the bench.
Great. I mean, at this point, I mean, they're all just really bad. So
Right.
it's not that I'm slating them as players.
Right.
Lack of confidence, they're just not doing anything. So आप किसको खिला लो, Munoz is better than everybody. Munoz is going to own that space.
Munoz is
How
the
will you
best right
stop
wing back in
Munoz?
the Premier League.
You stop Munoz by making sure either Eden Heaven or Luke Shaw have a game of their life at left center back.
Right.
That's the way you stop Munoz. बाकी कुछ होने वाला नहीं है हमारे players.
Nathan, your wing backs, and would you
Dallo
change it up?
Ahmad.
Dallo and Ahmad. Would you like to change something in the center back situation right now? Because Euro had a stinker, by the way, last game. Euro had an absolute stinker, by the way.
Play Heaven or play Mazraoui at right centre back.
You want Mazraoui at right centre back. Shashi, would you agree with Mazraoui at right centre back, or you think no, we should give even Euro another chance? Because Euro in the last 2 games have been absolutely very poor, bhai.
The only position Mazraoui can play to the T is the right center back position. Wing back नहीं है वो. Wing back में struggle करता है और वो दिखता है. But I'll give Dorgu one more game in from left wing back, because अगर कुनिया आता है टीम में, he kind of creates those spaces जहाँ पे Dorgu can explore, he can venture. We know final ball नहीं है उसके पास, Dallo के पास भी नहीं है. We know crosses नहीं है उसके पास, Dallo के पास भी नहीं है. At least Dorgu has that engine which will be needed from that right hand side. जब Munoz आपके ऊपर भागेगा ना, you'll need someone to probably track him down for 90 minutes. So I'll give Dorgu this game at least. Dallo पे मैं defensively assure नहीं कर सकता हूँ इस game में.
No, that's true. Ishan had to leave. Euro LCB, Dillit and Maz as RCB. Euro looked good as centre back. बहुत लोग बोल रहे हैं Maz as right centre back. That's fair. Quickly, we'll come to the Crystal Palace ka prediction. And Nathan, I'll already you have answered that question, right? If you go into the Crystal Palace game right now, right? What should Amorim be looking at to this game right now? Because after Crystal Palace we are playing kisko. I think we are playing Wolves.
Don't lose. Ash, it's
Wolves,
very easy.
Bournemouth.
Don't lose. This is what I said before. Don't lose to Nottingham. Don't lose to Tottenham. Don't lose to Palace. Draw 5 games. Stop losing. Stop losing.
West Ham, Wolves खेल रहे हैं, फिर Bournemouth खेल रहे हैं, Aston Villa. So from the next 4 games right now, after seeing this inconsistent performances from the last 3 games, Nathan, how many points are you expecting right now? And what will be your tipping point in terms of the performance to see that, no, I'm done with Ruben Amorim right now? Are you willing to say that? What's your breaking point right now for this season?
I just Say
it.
You can back him. You can back him till the end of the season. But to be very honest with you, if we back him till the end of the season, he plays like this, we won't get Europe. So
And
there
that's
will
going to
be a
affect us
divide.
100,
No,
200
there will
million
be a
again.
divide there will be a numerical divide which we cannot catch up with to finish in Europe. So if you guys want to wait till the end of the season to see that, it kind of doesn't work out, sadly, because we need to actually finish in a Conference League position. So there will be a certain number where we go, man, he's too far away from Europe. He's got to go right now. And it will not be at the end of the season. If we want to play in any kind of European competition, that is. If we don't, then that's a different argument altogether. So I have no expectations because
sorry.
quite frankly, we are 10th. What expectations can you have?
हाँ, but Nathan भाई वही होगा ना, मतलब
हाँ.
till the time you understand that you will not even qualify for Europe, you are
Yeah.
in Jan Feb, I guess.
Yeah.
There is no point
No, yeah.
sacking the manager then also.
No, but why would we try and finish 15th again if we can? See, Shashi said something interesting. Sorry to cut you off, Ish, if you were going to say more things, but Shashi said something interesting about the Ruben Amorim managerial situation. I believe everybody that I have spoken to, at least, I don't know about you guys, has said that if Erik ten Hag stayed at the end of the season, we wouldn't finish 15th. Right? I think we can all agree. Some of us have very low tolerance for Erik ten Hag by the time he left. I'll put my hand up and say me. After De Gea, Animesh knows. After De Gea only, I lost it, but I kept quiet because I was convinced to. Not by Onana, by subscribers and other people. I said, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Fair enough. So when Shashi said, you can't expect a jump from 15 to this, I will say only one thing. We finish below teams that should never, ever, 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 irrespective of players, irrespective of managers, finish above us. That doesn't mean I'm saying we should finish 7th, by the way. I am only strictly talking about finishing 15th. So when you guys are saying we shouldn't expect a high jump, I look at it from a point of view is we should have never been that low to begin with. Right? So
Okay.
my thing is, if we really start trailing away from 8th, we have to sack him. I don't want him to go. I am fed up of him, but I don't want him to go. I honestly feel bad for him sometimes. I do. No, I don't feel bad about his decision. I feel bad for him because I can see him wither away. You can actually see it.
Do you think a situation might come,
sympathy.
Nathan? And but I'll ask everyone. Do you think a situation might come this season that he will eventually lose the dressing room if this continues, or you think we are just thinking too much right now?
Okay, Ash, can I ask you something? If you look at, I'll answer, right? Because then I'll pass it on.
I'll go to
interrupt. Yes. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. If you look at Bruno Fernandes, you look at Casemiro, you look at Delic, you look at certain players in that team, they'll all look at each other and go, man, whatever you want to say about us, old, washed, we should have sold them in the summer.
We are turning up.
we shouldn't be here. That's it.
That's what I've been saying, Nathan. You know, I've been saying that.
I'm not saying we should be 4th. I'm not saying that. Ish and Shashi made a great point. Thinking your 4th is absolutely daft. I completely agree. But we should not be in this current position. We shouldn't lose to 10-man Everton. Guys, I don't know if anyone watches my reviews, but I did a review on our back-to-back draws. I read one of the comments on my live stream yesterday. I made Ash read it. I was called extremely negative. And the reason I was called negative is because I wasn't buying our 3 back-to-back wins. Because even though we won, you can clearly see people are taking advantage of us. And the thing about the draws are, and one thing I didn't like about Ruben Amorim, after the first game, he said it fine. The second game, when he said it, I kind of got annoyed, which is last season, we would have lost that game. The only difference is, Ruben, in last season, we would be trailing the whole game. Whereas in these last 2 draws, we were leading for the majority of the game. And I think that is the difference. And when he says last season we would have lost, I'm like, man, I've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer pull rabbits out of his hat on almost a weekly basis from a losing position. So when you say last season we would have lost, I would say 3 years ago we would have won 3-1. I'm just saying, right? Again, not revision. I'm just saying what has happened. So I personally think that there will come a point where he has to go. Because honestly, the players we have, we shouldn't be in 10th. As simple as that. I can't explain it in a better way, like through tactical speak. I can just say we shouldn't be 10th. That's all I can say.
Right. That
Basically,
could be a
Ash,
dry.
I'll add to his point.
Yeah.
Even if he decides one fine day, he wakes up and says, I am just going to
Mera ho
play
gaya.
Bruno, Ugarte, and Casemiro together, and I'm going to switch to a 10 up top.
हाँ.
And by default, Casemiro and Ugarte look less SHIT together because Bruno is helping them with his 75 lungs, and they are catching up. Okay, Casemiro will not play 90 minutes either way, but then Mino gets a little bit of stability to come into, okay, they are playing three together. Now that's where you come and tell me that this guy is so stubborn that he will not leave a system, which has been the criticism against him. यही हुआ था टेनाग के साथ. टेनाग is like Matt, and Tenag तो abandoned after 5 games. Tenag went because Tenag system change कर करके, player को change कर करके, besides Anthony, कर करके थक गया था. He was not able to get an answer, right? But I would only say one thing, which I think Nathan knows. I'm fully against the whole argument about the mid-season sack. That's my problem. I don't think it's a wrong point, but I feel a mid-season sack, even if it helps you get to slightly better off, is again starting at zero, because you will have excuses. You will have that change of mindset. Fans will get bullied. Fans will get fed something else. And in the summer again, something else will happen. I believe जब बोलते हैं कि January में 2 signing आएंगी, things will improve. By January, you have 8 more games to go till the first guy who comes in plays even 1 minute of football. You would have played 8 more matches. That's too late already. Whatever has to happen to salvage our season has to happen in the next 8 matches. The next 8 matches, unfortunately, you will rely on your current squad only, including the 3 guys who are leaving for AFCON. So the manager has to look at this team. He has to look Zirkzee in the eye, Mount in the eye, Cunha in the eye, hopefully Sesko very much above the eye line, and tell them, please go and get us a win. And that is what it is about.
Absolutely.
So I would give him the whole season, because by January, it's either already too late, or you would have somewhere scrapped a draw against Palace, scrapped a draw against Bournemouth, and not lost 3 years in a row to them at home. Slightly, unfortunately, that's a very dirty place to be in, and gotten a win somewhere. And then you look at the table. Abhi dekh lo bhai, 5th place right now is 3 points ahead to 11th place.
Narrative change होने में जरा time लगेगा नहीं. Actually, if you think about it, the narrative change होने में time लगेगा नहीं at this point. But I'll before I go to Ishbhai on this, like, what's the tipping point right now? Bhai, look who's in the chat. Look who's in the chat. Bhai, Mohak, bhai, let's go. Thank you so much for joining. Chill karo, boys. Cunha's inclusion will improve us. We get it, but Mohak bhai, हम लोग क्या question कर रहे हैं पता है? The team selection right now, it's not like players playing out of the position where they actually started away. Like, you see Ahmad starting at left attacking midfielder when he was supposed to start a right wing back starting from the preseason as well. But thanks so much for joining the chat. Love this. Baki Everton is above Liverpool. Just to lighten up our mood, मैं तो Liverpool fans को बोल रहा हूँ, लाला वाला सबको बोल रहा हूँ, मैं लाला हो गया, दर्शन हो गया, सबको बोल रहा हूँ, नीचे से आवाज नहीं आ रही है, आवाज और बुलंद कीजिए, उसके बाद हमको चीजें सुनाई देगी. बट थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग द चैट. भाई ईश भाई, what's the tipping point for you right now? Like, and we have 4 more games. Like, आपके Crystal Palace हो गए, आपके West Ham हो गए, we are playing Bournemouth and then Villa. Now, having lost to Everton, expected कितना points है आपको, and what is the minimum expectation? उसके बाद you will be like, hey, there's something absolutely going wrong in terms of the, like, you know, एक situation आएगी उसके बाद, if we keep on losing the games, we might actually lose the dressing room. Do you think that's going to happen right now with Ruben Amorim?
यार देखो, see, the next 4 wins, in fact ये वाला गेम भी, एवर्टन वाला भी, हम 5 games count कर रहे थे where we can capitalize, whereas other teams के European fixtures and they are playing midweek. They've been having a busy, जैसे Chelsea हो गई, City हो गई, they played the Club World Cup, they'll have injuries, stuff like that. So this was the time where we actually had to capitalize, and we would want to capitalize. So I'll definitely look at the next few matches. But either ways, जहाँ पे भी मतलब हम 4 जीत जाएं, हम हार जाएं कुछ, but at the end of the day, Ruben Amorim ka judgment, according to me, will be at the end of the season. And again, if we are not far off from where we finished last season, then we will raise our hand up कि भाई आपको 2 season दे दिए, आपको 3 transfer windows दे दिए, you got the best of players from the Premier League also, and still we don't see a drastic change, and then find a new manager, give him a pre-season. But for example, if we sort of drop a lot of points in the next 4 matches, then वही हो जाएगा. Even if you get a new manager, then you start from ground zero, he'll play a new system, उसको 2 players समझ आएंगे, उसको 2 समझ नहीं आएंगे, हम वही लूप में घुस जाएंगे कि यार ये वाला मैनेजर का सिस्टम तो ये तो 4-2-3-1 खिलाता है, 4-4-2 खिलाता है, अब ये वाला प्लेयर वहां फिट नहीं हो रहा. सो वो वही जो the whole entire loop which started with Ruben Amorim and Eric Ten Hag, वही start हो जाएगा. So any major decision in terms of sacking or hiring a new manager will have to be done in the summer transfer window.
यहाँ मोह भाई बोल रहे कि हाथ बंधे हुए हैं guys. Look at our wing back position. Ahmad couldn't because we did not have Sesko and Cunha. So for a game or two, we have to be on the back foot. Need 2-3 players in the winter to be better, and that's okay. Now caveat to this point right now, Sashi. Do you think, and that's a great point, right? Do you think right now, considering the limitations we have on the squad right now, Crystal Palace के साथ पूरा we should rather be sitting back against Crystal Palace and letting them do the thing right now and then we hit them on the counter, or you think नहीं कि भाई we should be absolutely on the ascendancy and absolutely be aggressive in that game from a tactical POV? Because we actually have looked, Sachi, before you answer, we actually have looked better when we are more compact. Rather जब हम लोग ज़्यादा aggressive होते हैं, we look better as a team when we are compact. What would you make of this?
Also depends on the starting 11 he picks. Without Cunha and Mbeumo playing together, you can't go and probably hit the teams on the counter even. Pace ही नहीं है अपने पास. And you clearly see कि जब Cunha नहीं होता है, Mbeumo का जो गेम है थोड़ा सा stifle हो जाता है. वो अकेला ही बहुत कुछ ट्राई करता है, ड्रिबल करता है, स्पेस देता है, बट उसके लिए कोई सपोर्ट नहीं होता है. और जब अमाद को आप उससे दूर करते हो, उसका गेम थोड़ा सा डिप करता है. So whatever is your selection, just keep those two on the same side. Hopefully Cunha comes back. अगर Cunha आएगा तो he'll be able to draw those Palace defenders probably wide, जहाँ से you'll have your Brunos, your Casemiros making those runs. I'll not say after Everton game बहुत हम favorites जाएंगे because of the mindset, but I'll say this. देखो international break था, 15 दिन का gap था. United का last Premier League fixture और इस Premier League fixture के बीच में सबसे ज़्यादा gap था. ठीक है? Most of our players didn't even go for the international break, right? So अब ये जो आया ना shock to the system. Now the next game is about reaction, and when the reaction is needed, we have seen this team somehow is managed to give you the result, not the performance, but it gives you the result. So even if we come away with a 1-1 draw or 2-2 draw, I'll be happy. When हम last stream में I think हम जब साथ थे, I spoke कि next 5 game में, including the Everton one, you give me 10 points, I'll be happy. 10 points is still on because of the way we have played in the previous 5 games, excluding the Everton one. 3 wins and a draw in the next 4 matches is not beyond us. If we lose all 4, yes, shit will hit the fan and we'll all be sitting here saying ki Amorim bhai jao. But if we are able to get 10 points, there'll be certain degree of calm among the chaos. Chaos देखो United में हमेशा रहेगा. एक खराब result, एक खराब performance भी, and then everyone will start talking shit about United. This is how it goes. But let's wait for next 4 matches. And Ish bhai, I completely agree with you. हमारे पास प्लेयर्स नहीं है मैनेजर चेंज करने के लिए मिड सीजन. या तो तुम जनवरी से पहले करो और उसको 2 या 3 विंगर्स लाके दो. सडनली कोई 4-3-3 वाला या 4-2-3-1 वाला आएगा. तुम्हारे पास विंगर्स कहाँ है? कौन खेलेगा? अब
हम लोग तो सारे विंगर्स बेच चुके हैं भाई. हम लोग
एंड पीपल लाओगे नहीं, राशफोर्ड लाओगे नहीं.
And पता है, people don't talk about this point, Sashi, कि Haaland suffered last year, and I think we've talked about this, Nathan, a lot, right? Haaland suffered last year because we took off Rashford and Antony and did not replace with anything. We had a new Dorgu coming in and a Garnacho to actually help out Haaland. So Haaland not performing, even a striker's not performing, actually have so many reasons for not doing that. But by the way, a super chat आ चुका है एक और. Thank you so much for the super chat. Liverpool fan. He's a Liverpool fan. Vivek, thank you so much for the super chat. We are not going to suffer as much as that Man United and Chelsea suffered in recent years. Okay, it's a Liverpool fan. I would like to respond in this one is United have made mistakes of signing expensive players in the past that have actually not worked out long term as well. So when you're saying that, United won the Premier League in 2012 and then we absolutely went downhill. Right? Because our signings weren't the problem. It's not about you signing a lot. It's about the player profiles. Like I've said this time and time again for Liverpool. Liverpool had to prioritize a central defensive midfielder since last season. They had issues in that team, but they tried to cover a paper over the cracks. But I understand they had to replace Jota and Nunes as strikers. That's why they went with Ekitike and Isak. But I get it. But some of the signings that they prioritized. Take it. Yes.
विवेक भाई, फुटबॉल फैंस के ना 2 सबसे बड़े फीचर्स होते हैं. We hope and believe, and we think that we know the future. So if you have seen the crystal ball, good to you. But at times, football is not as simple as you think.
Right. And please, guys, like the stream, everyone. Please, thank you so much for the super chat. By the way, like the stream. By the way, please subscribe to Football Bloody Hell. Please subscribe to Ish Bhai. Please subscribe to Shashi Midwicket Manager. Please subscribe to Nathan as well. And please, मुझे भी subscribe कर दो यार. Come on, let's go. कर दो. And before we'll close the stream in few minutes. I'll take quickly predictions, है ना? Quickly predictions लेते हैं for the Palace game. I know it's too early right now, but like we are seeing visible issues. We have seen how Palace play right now. I'll start with Animesh right now. What will be your prediction? Is this Palace going to be absolutely cooking us, or you think we might just pull off a Liverpool?
I will take last year's draw happily now. I want a clean sheet for a backline and Lamens first.
Clean sheet to nahi aa raha, Animesh.
I will no, but if you're asking me what I really want now, I will take a 0-0 and walk away. This team is unfortunately, even with a small difference of points ahead of you, Unki defensive unit is become better than they were last year. Last year, in fact, we were somehow unlucky still not to get a win because the people getting the chances to finish last year, Garnacho was at that point not able to finish better. Rightly, wrongly, unfortunate, jo bhi hai. I want a clean sheet. But I know to get a clean sheet right now, I am not seeing this team score a goal. I will take a 0-0 and walk away. Like you said, coming to what you said, it's not about winning all the matches. It's about winning more than you won last year to get to a respectable 5th or 6th, right? I would have taken it when I did a prediction round for Everton, Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth. I put Bournemouth and Crystal Palace as a draws, win Everton and win Wolves and win West Ham. So I'm taking the draw and walking away. I don't like it that maybe I've adjusted reality a little too much.
Right.
But एक बोलने की चीज होती है कि टस मस करके जीत लो, कर लिया तो ग्रेट है, but मुझे दिख रहा नहीं अभी. कुनिया को ये टीम में डालोगे तो भी मुझे लग रहा है कि 0-0 नहीं तो 1-1 हो जाएगा, but draw ही लग रहा है.
Ish bhai,
On that,
Ish bhai.
Ash, I'll have to leave. Thank
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys.
Animesh, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining.
You
Therapy
too.
stream, by the way.
Everyone.
Man United
Cheers,
therapy
bye.
stream on Ash Talks Football. Thank you so much for joining. Please do
Cheers, guys. Cheers,
do like. Guys, 100 people watching, 85 likes, not good. Bhai, 100 karo likes fatafat right now before we close the stream. Please 100 likes karo and subscribe to every one of them. Support all the channels. They're doing some fantastic job taking out some time to talk about Man United and talk to you guys as well. Ish bhai, your prediction. मेरे पास एक wild prediction है, but let me know.
यार मैंने एवर्टन वाले गेम में 3-1 प्रेडिक्ट किया था यार यूनाइटेड को, तो who am I to predict? Let's
Same.
go with
Same.
भाई मेरे तो यहाँ पे मैंने मेरे स्टेटस से गाने पे ही ले मेरे तो एल लगा, तो प्रेडिक्शन भाई कर दो एक
1-1 यार, 1-1.
ऑनेस्ट वाला
हाँ, ऑनेस्ट वाला 1-1.
1-1. And Sashi, what's your mind speaking? I know heart would obviously want a United win, right? From what's your mind saying with this game? Like Palace have beaten some of the best teams in the Premier League in recent times, and United are nowhere near close to best right now. Are you seeing Palace absolutely giving us a insane reality check, or you see something different?
No, I think there'll be a reaction from United team. The way we have lost against Everton, there'll be a reaction. So I'm going for 1-1. ज़्यादा कोई expectation नहीं है. Yeah, my heart.
Reaction मुझे लगा reaction. I was like 2-0.
अरे reaction क्या, देखो अपन क्या expect कर रहे हैं, like going back to your last statement, Palace have beaten the best of the best in the league. So expectation क्या है? They'll walk over this United team because of the way we played against Everton, right? But if you show up to Palace and play better, it means you're going to get a result. And at this point of time, the way Palace are playing, उनके यहाँ जाके अगर आप draw भी लेते हो, with the people who are missing at this time for United, I think 1-1 will be a fair result. We'll walk away happily. We'll sit here. We'll be happy with that point, and then build on against West Ham, Bournemouth, and Wolves.
Nathan, what's gonna happen in the Palace game after you have seen it all, right? You have seen it all.
You were on mute, mate.
Mute. Wait, I'll unmute.
Sorry. 1-1, like with Ish. 1-1.
1-1.
Dare you say anything apart from 1-1? Let's make it a universal prediction. 1-1.
No, I mean, listen, yeah, I'll be honest with you. When Ash asked you what is going on in your head, my answer was 2-0 Palace, to be honest with you. But like I said, yeah, I don't want to get him sacked. He's really annoying me. His interviews are really, really annoying me.
Right.
But I don't want him to get sacked. I can't lie. I mean, honestly, as much as I would probably just be relieved if he's gone, I also don't want him to get sacked because I'm fed up of the whatever it is, the strategy we are currently doing right now. So I hope it's 1-1, but my head is saying 2-0 Palace, and we are going to go back into a meltdown.
I'm expecting a 3-0 thrashing by Palace, man, in this game.
Oh,
Like,
don't
honestly,
say that, yaar. Come
I'm
on.
expecting this. I'm not being negative around this, but when I have seen clear issues in this team in terms of how we keep on losing the ball, right? And Palace are very, very, very dangerous team on the counter. Like, look at Jeremy Pino, how he's playing. How look at Sarr, look at Munoz, the form they are right now. Even Tyrek Mitchell is playing better, and Mateta is back from injury as actually even they're doing some clean sheets. If I look at their league position right now, they have only conceded like 7 goals after sorry, they've
9, I
conceded
think.
only 9 goals
9.
after Arsenal. They are the best defense in the league, by the way. After Arsenal, they are the best defense in the league right now. I don't expect this attack, who could not score against 10 men Everton, to go and absolutely go score 2 goals or even a 1 goal in this one. So I'm actually expecting no goals from United. If we go out with a 0-0, as Animesh said, I'll be happy. But clean sheet and Man United are an anomaly that cannot be solved. By the way, 100 people watching, please like the stream. Before we close the stream, thank you so much for everyone. Ish Bhai, Sashi Bhai, Nathan for joining. And thanks to Animesh for joining. Thanks to Dhruv for joining. Thanks to Bunty Kisho, Ishan for joining. Ishan wanted to cook us, but I think he cooked us enough yesterday and on Instagram as well. So he was just listening and enjoying the show. But thank you so much. And bhai, big up to One UFC as well, Mohak bhai, to join the chat. Bhai, let's go. Thank you so much for the
Shout
first
out to
time
Lala
coming on
bhai,
the
yaar.
Shout out to Lala as
Lala.
well. Shout out to Lala as
Anshuman.
well. Bhai. Anshuman as well. Anshuman also
yes.
came on the chat. बहुत लोग आए.
Mo.
Mo came on the chat. United Duo bhi aaye the. बहुत लोग आए थे. A lot of creators over on the chat as well. Loving this, what we are creating here on Ash Talks Football, the fantastic community of creators. Please do join the streams. And bhai, big up to Lala for being a fantastic mod. Bhai. Let's go, bhai. Let's go, bhai. Let's go. Thank you so much. I'll see you, Lala, on the noon stream as well on your. And तुम मुझे अच्छे से cook करना, bhai. I deserve it. The way I've laughed at in that reel, I deserve it. And pata Ish bhai, Shashi bhai, and Nathan, I'm loving this banter going on right now between United and Liverpool fans. This is what exactly football should
It's
be.
not.
Same level पे हैं तो मजा आ रहा है.
I'm not on it because I am quite aware of how bad we are. So I get bypassed by all Liverpool fans.
Pata Shashi, we are pulling Nathan into it. Trying to pull
You're
Nathan
pulling
into
me.
it.
I'm not interested at all in this banter.
गली
नहीं
बना रहे हैं हम लोग
नहीं
इसको.
ऐश अपन पुल
हाँ.
नहीं कर रहे हैं. जिस तरीके के मैं चैट्स देखता हूँ ना,
हाँ.
नेथन को लेके, ईशान को लेके, अपन ये बोल सकते हैं वी आर सेड्यूसिंग नेथन इनटू इट.
We're seducing Nathan.
भाई लोग
Let's go,
पागल
bhai.
है यार. नेथन ईशान के लुक्स को लेके पागल है लोग भाई.
Nathan is the
No,
Kabir Singh.
I'm
Had
telling
you
you,
been
I'm
is
telling
a
you,
United fan?
I'm going to one day go on Isha's channel, or Isha going to come on my channel, and I'm going to tell him we are going to win the league. And that's when I joined this mosh pit of madness that we have created today.
टाइटल चार्ज ध्रुव ने तो टाइटल चार्ज भी बोल दिया था, बट
bro, that Dhruv is the most he made me so angry that day we were live. No, if we beat Spurs, no, we are in a title challenge. I'm looking at him,
Dhruv, don't do it, Dhruv, don't do it.
I'm like, don't do it, yaar. I'm like, did you see our draw? Did you see our 3 wins? No, I'm telling you, we are going to be in a title charge once we hammer Spurs. I was like,
Big up by the way. Big up by the way. I'll again highlight. Please, thank you so much, Rhythm, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Sanchit, for the super chat. Thank you so much again, Sanchit, for the super chat. Lala gave a super chat, of course, and Vivek Mishra also gave a super chat. Thank you so much. This is Ash Talks Football signing off. This is Ishbhai signing off. This is everyone signing off. This was Man United therapy stream for everyone. We'll come back in few weeks again. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.